The following is a presentation of R3 Productions.
Last week, Holly Springs got their first taste of South Wake Conference play as they defeated South Garner, the Titans, by a score 48-0, running the record to 5-0 on the season and claiming the first conference victory of 2019 as they tried to defend the 2018 conference championship they were able to win. They were able to win that conference championship at the hand of tonight's opponents, the Garner Trojans. We are here at Trojans Stadium with about 32 minutes before kickoff. Welcome to Golden Hawk Game Day presented by Arise, the urology clinic for men.
Holly Springs High School Football on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network is presented by Encore Properties. Welcome into Golden Hawk Game Day, presented by Arise, the urology clinic for men. It's time to get you ready for tonight's matchup. Here's the voice of the Golden Hawks, Adam Moore.
Welcome back to Golden Hawk Game Day, presented by Arise, the urology clinic for men. It provides a complete solution to men's health. Call 919-964-3750 or visit arisetheclinicformen.com for more information. Adam Moore here with you at Garner High School as we get ready for tonight's matchup between the Golden Hawks and the Garner Trojans. With me pregame, as we had last week, Ed Perry's with us. Ed, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, Adam. Pleasure to be here tonight. Doing fantastic. Looking forward to a real exciting evening of football.
Absolutely. We're ready for a good one tonight. The Hawks come in hot, 5-0 on the season, and the offense starting to roll, putting up some decent points, but they're going to get another strong test as we get into conference play tonight.
Absolutely. That's one of the things Coach Firth was talking about during the week with the players, was cleaning things up offensively, getting much sharper, eliminating the penalties.
Absolutely. Those are the things that you have to do if you're going to be a conference champion. The Golden Hawks were able to do that last season. They are on their way this season with a successful 1-0 start, as we have discussed. To continue to do that, they're going to have to run through the team that has been the kings of the conference for so many years, Garner. The Trojans, though, having a bit of a down year, currently 1-4, with their only win coming at the very beginning of the season. Though the Trojans playing at home under the lights, still looking for their first win at Trojan Stadium this season, yes, will certainly be a formidable opponent for Holly Springs tonight.
It's a great rematch of the conference championship finale last year where Holly Springs was able to take it. This year, look for Garner to really step up their game. They're going to be coming at us with a vengeance. Holly Springs trying to play with a bit of a chip on their shoulder.
It's going to be a great one tonight from Garner. Still to come on the Golden Hawk Game Day, presented by Arise, the urology clinic for men. We're going to have the keys to the game, as well as the Golden Hawk scouting report and some comments from head coach Firth. But first, we're going to break down the Garner Trojans. That and more coming up next.
Arise, the urology clinic for men, provides a complete solution to men's health. Located in Cary, the board-certified urologists at Arise have decades of experience specializing in men's health. Visit arisetheclinicformen.com to find out about core wave therapy. Arise is the first practice in North Carolina to offer this advanced treatment. You can also read testimonials and a blog about men's health. Call 919-964-3750 or visit arisetheclinicformen.com for more information.
It will only take one visit for you to fall in love with the Scrimp Shack in Holly Springs. They've got jumbo scrimp, famous po' boy sandwiches, seafood baskets, and much, much more. And make sure you follow the Scrimp Shack, Holly Springs, on Facebook, as deals are constantly being shared for the faithful fans of the Scrimp. You can even bring your landlubber friends for a chicken sandwich with their famous po' boy sauce. Search for Scrimp Shack Holly Springs on Facebook for a menu and directions.
technology is the conduit to a world of ideas, and innovative audiovisual design is your outlet. No matter the size or scope of your audiovisual needs, CTS Collaborative Technology Solutions has your solutions. Let the team at CTS design, engineer, and support technology that works for you. Trust the brand that clients such as the Durham Bulls, Emerge Ortho, and Coastal Federal Credit Union trust. Call 919-650-1212 or visit cts-av.com.
Back at Garner High School. Welcome back to the Golden Hawk Game Day presented by Arise, the urology clinic for men. A reminder, don't let your investment property become a headache. Take the work out of it. Contact Encore Properties to receive professional property management services for a flat rate that includes quarterly inspection. Visit encore-pm.com or call 919-324-2829 for more information. As we await the kickoff, 27 minutes and counting now at Trojan Stadium. Atmore back here with Ed Perry. And Ed, let's take our attention over to the right side of the field as we look at it. We're going to watch and talk about the Garner Trojans coming in 1-4 on the season, but it seems like that could be a bit of a misleading record.
Absolutely, Adam. What we saw was last week, Garner went up against previous state champs Wake Forest, played them extremely tough. Physical ball game, watching the film and tape on them, they really competed hard, especially in the first half. And while the score was lopsided, the game itself was really much closer than it looked. Their other loss was against Cleveland, who's another top-notch team in the state. So I look for Garner to be a much improved team over what their record shows. Can't take anything for granted.
Absolutely. The Trojans started this season with a 28-17 victory over Sanderson at Sanderson. Since then, though, we mentioned it earlier that the Trojans have lost 4 straight. As you mentioned, Ed, they lost 56-33 at Cleveland. Millbrook beat them in a close one, a 5-pointer. The Clayton loss at Clayton, a 3-pointer. And then last week at the hands of Wake Forest, of course, the traditional power here in this area. They've really done a good job of moving the ball, though. The score from last week also a bit misleading, just like their record.
Yes, they got some offensive firepower that I think is going to give Holly Springs some trouble this week. We need some folks to really step up and play hard on the defensive side of the ball, because there are some key playmakers out there on both sides for Garner, actually.
Absolutely. Garner, the Trojans, going to have a bit of a dual look at the quarterback tonight. Davian Dunn and Nolan McLean are set to alternate quarterbacking duties, and those two guys really present different options when out on the field.
Very unique styles between the two of them. You're going to see McLean, big, traditional drop-back passer, 6'4", big arm. Got some folks looking at him. He's going to play somewhere at the next level if he decides to not play baseball. Backup comes in, looks like the runner. Change of pace, obviously. A little bit more mobility, we think. It is a tale of two styles between those two quarterbacks.
And not only that, but they have plenty of weapons out on the outside, as is historic for Garner. I don't think we've ever seen a season where they didn't have some good athletes on the outside. It starts with the running back, Derek Alston. We've also got Russell Sanders, Talvin Horton, and Kyle Herring out there as the Garner offense really looks to get back into gear, because they've had a good season so far, putting up a good amount of points in just about every single game.
Yeah, the wideouts are really the key for them, and that's what makes this offense go this year. Unlike in the past when the Trojans have had that distinctive power runner, that elite running back, they haven't had that the last few years, and they've been relying more on the passing game. They spread it out wide. They put those big receivers out there and let them run free.
It's going to be a fun one for sure. On the defensive side, Garner's going to throw a lot at you tonight.
Defensively, they're very physical. They're very big up front again, and they've got 2 top linebackers. This is really actually a unique pairing on the defensive side of the ball this week. Garner coming in with their 2 studs at linebacker. Holly Springs, of course, with their 2 studs. Shane Perry, Tim Inman leading the charge from the inside. That's a great matchup, though. But Garner is going to be tough, and they're going to stack the box to try to hold Combs.
Absolutely. That's going to be one of the biggest keys to see how that Garner run defense does. Again, Darren Combs, he has had a fantastic season, as we all know about, a fantastic last year. He's going to look to continue to build upon that, as he's going to get potentially one of his toughest defenses he's going to face so far this season. As he tries to turn things around, so is the entire Garner squad. Again, 1-5 on the season. Uncharted territory, really, for the Garner Trojans. It's been quite some time since Garner was at the bottom of the conference. Now, granted, we are only 1 game into conference play all around, but the Trojans have got to find a way to turn things around. Ed, if you're on the Trojan locker room as they head back right now, What are some of the biggest things that you think they're going to have to key on tonight if they're going to have a way to have success?
Well, I think offensively what Garner's going to try to look for are, again, capitalize on big plays. That's what's carried them. That's what put points on the board for them. Run and gun. They want to mix it up offensively. They do have a phenomenal passing game, but they do need to keep Holly Springs' defense honest with the run, so they've got to mix it up. They need to be the physical, dominant team that they really are on paper out there on the field. And then utilizing the talent that they have at the skill positions with Nolan McLean back there throwing the ball. And as you talked about, let those wideouts, get those boys open, let them run free again, and hit them.
There it is. That's what the Garner Trojans are going to have to do. Before we break down the Golden Hawks, next we're going to hear from head coach Firth what he thinks his team is going to have to do tonight if they are going to remain undefeated on the season. 22 minutes and counting from the opening kickoff. Stay right here. The Golden Hawk Game Day presented by Arise, the urology clinic for men, continues after this.
Technology is the conduit to a world of ideas, and innovative audiovisual design is your outlet. No matter the size or scope of your audiovisual needs, CTS Collaborative Technology Solutions has your solutions. Let the team at CTS design, engineer, and support technology that works for you. Trust the brand that clients such as the Durham Bulls, Emerge Ortho, and Coastal Federal Credit Union trust. Call 919-650-1212 or visit cts-av.com. Do you own rental property or have you struggled to sell your home and are interested in generating cash flow? Contact Encore Properties. They manage single-family and multi-unit homes as well as commercial properties for a flat monthly rate. They also offer a referral program to all licensed realtors, so you can trust that your clients will always be sent back to you for sales. Let Encore Properties remove the stress of being a landlord. Visit encore-pm.com today.
The harsh reality of owning a pet is that, just like every living thing, that life which is so precious to you will come to an end, and you want to give your loved one the care and respect they deserve. Campana is a pet cremation company that provides a modern, sustainable, and respectful means of taking care of your companion. Campana is also committed to ongoing benefits for the community. For each family who chooses to have Campana handle the private cremation of their pet, they will donate toward the adoption fee of an older cat or dog. For more information and to see a comprehensive cost estimation, visit campana.com. That's COMPANAH.com.
Golden Hawk Game Day, presented by Arise, the urology clinic for men, rolls on. We're minutes away from kickoff, and now it's time to dive into the Golden Hawk scouting report. But first, let's hear from the head Hawk, Robert Firth, in tonight's Coach's Comments, presented by CTS Collaborative Technology Solutions.
Here with Coach Firth for the Garner Trojan game. Coach, first of all, how things going? How was the week this week?
Good week of practice. Weather was a little warm, not really October weather, but we had a good week, focused week, and ready to play.
Absolutely, ready to fight through the heat. A little bit muggy tonight, but we're going to be all right. Coach, coming up off of a great shutout last weekend, what was the biggest thing that you liked about your defense and what they were able to do, and what are you hoping they can carry from that week against South Garner into the Garner Trojan game?
Well, we were flying around, having fun, making plays, and that's what I like about our defense. They've been doing it all year. We just finally put it all together. Hope we can carry over the turnovers and the aggressiveness.
And on the offensive side of the ball, it's been a couple of weeks in a row that you guys have started to really put up some big numbers. What's been the key to the success on that side?
Well, part of it is, again, defense giving us good field position. Part of it is just getting down, getting in a rhythm, getting into a pattern of running the football, throwing the football, and learning the plays.
When it comes to the Trojans, it's an uncharacteristically down year for them, but we know that they've been the king for a while. What are you expecting out of Garner tonight?
Oh, they're coming for us. We got them last year. Like I told them that it's easy to get up to the top when no one's expecting. When you're on top, it's hard to stay. And they're a traditional powerhouse. They're not a 1-4 team, so we know we're in for a dogfight tonight.
Coach, appreciate it and good luck.
Thank you.
And there we have the comments of head coach Firth before the game tonight as we welcome you back to Trojan Stadium on the campus of Garner High School. It's the Golden Hawk Game Day presented by Arise, the urology clinic for men. Also a reminder that for all your technology needs, the name to trust is CTS, Collaborative Technology Solutions. No project is too big or too small. Let the team at CTS design, engineer, and support technology that works for you. Call 919-650-1212 or visit cts-av.com. As we welcome you back, Adam Moore here alongside Ed Perry. And Ed just reviewed the Garner Trojans. We know what they're going to bring to the table. Now we get to the fun stuff, and the Holly Springs Golden Hawks looking to remain perfect on the season, but coming on the road to Garner, regardless of the shape that Garner is in, is never an easy task.
No. What we found, talking through things a little bit this week, there's some real keys to this game, and we'll get to those, I know, as we wrap up a little bit here. Everybody was fired up to get out for this ball game, though. There was excitement in the locker rooms. There was excitement during the pregame meals. These boys are ready to come out here and show folks that they're for real, and that's a big challenge for them, as Coach Firth alluded to. One thing to get there, it's another thing to stay there. These boys are hungry tonight to try to get out and show everybody that they deserve to be where they're at.
Holly Springs come in at 19th in the latest high school OT 4A poll, I should say, on the season. It's been a good year so far. The offense, as we mentioned earlier with Coach Firth, really starting to come alive, 40-plus points in the last couple of games. What do you think's been the biggest key, Ed, to them starting to find this rhythm?
I would love to say it was eliminating mistakes. However, we still put ourselves behind the chains a little bit too frequently. That's the one thing. The biggest key, I think, to us being able to put up some points is, again, as Coach Firth said, you're getting into the season now. Offense is always slower to get started. Now we're 3-4 games in. They're starting to get that rhythm. They're starting to understand what defenses are giving them. We're taking better advantage of that. We're also starting to see that front line, which is really the hallmark of the Holly Springs offensive team, starting to take charge, starting to move people around, open some really nice holes for Waskey and for Combs in the backfield.
That's just what I was going to say. Any offensive game plan for the Hawks this season starts with Derek Combs. What has he brought to this team so far?
He gives us that excitement factor. He gives us that ability to break a play on any play, which we really have, fortunately, had some really great backs in Holly Springs history over the last 5 or 6 years, some guys that have been able to do that, and he's been able to carry that mantle for us. That gives us the ability to do some things offensively, maybe play what sometimes looks a little more conservative, but you just know that you can take any play, and if he can bust it 50, 60 yards, that's a lot of pressure on a defense.
But he's not the only weapon that Holly Springs has. Brock Wills, the sophomore quarterback, has done a really good job growing into this role as this season has gone on.
It's been nice to see the progression with Brock. You knew coming in what we were getting. He's a guy who did a great job as a JV quarterback last year. Stepping up into the varsity level is not easy at any grade level. However, when you're an underclassman, that's a huge adjustment to that size and speed of the game when you get up here. He has done really well. He will be a very good quarterback for Holly Springs. Decision-making's got to come along and mature a little bit, but he's certainly got the mechanics and the athletics to take this team where they need to be.
Certainly going to be a fun time, especially behind an offensive line that's been pretty dominant at times so far this season. They're going to have a good game tonight against a solid Trojan front.
Absolutely, and that front line really starts with the Sauls brothers up front. It's Connor and Hunter Sauls, the center and the right guard. Those are the anchors. That's where it all starts for us up front. Hunter's coming in a little bit banged up from last week, had a knee injury that he nursed through. He's going to be out there. Expect him to be fighting at almost 100%, even though he'll never say he's 100%. But he's excited to get out here. But those two guys really get things started for us, pulling, clearing out those holes on the trap plays. We look for them to have a big game tonight, and they're going to have to really step up. Fortunately, they're going to have their aggressiveness met on the defensive side tonight. That's what's going to be a fun matchup to watch.
That was what we're going to have our eyes on, at least for the start of this game, the Holly Springs offense against that Garner defense. But every now and then you got to turn the ball around, and the Holly Springs defense is going to have to come on the field. We've seen what they can do. They've been very advantageous with a couple of scores already this season. What can we expect tonight against that Trojan front?
We need to play, as Coach Firth said, wild and crazy. We need to fly around the field. Garner probably is faster than we are, and they probably got more talent, especially out at the skill positions, that are going to put some pressure on us. However, we've got a couple of nice guys inside that have been able to bring it all year, and they really set the tone for us. Perry and Inman on the inside are two guys that get all over the field, make a ton of plays for us, and they're going to have to tonight. We're going to need that level of leadership out there to try and stop and slow Garner down a little bit. Up front, also defensively, we're going to need to get some pressure. So look for those guys. I expect Zion Watson to hopefully have a big game tonight. We're going to need him to get a lot of penetration and to actually get their arms around McLean and bring him to the ground when they get there. Just don't let him run around.
That's going to be one of the biggest keys watching that. And when you have a quarterback that has the ability to use his legs and get out either on the outside or even potentially up the middle, that puts a lot of stress on the linebackers the entire game. You've got to be able to stay on your toes and respect that ability. But also with a guy like McLean with his arm, you've got to be able to respect that as well. What kind of pressure does that put on those two middle linebackers, Perry and Inman?
It's tough. It really is, and you hit on it, right? That decision-making process. Am I going to drop back? I see him flushed out of the pocket. I've got responsibility for covering the quarterback. I've also got responsibility in my zone, though, underneath. And they do a lot of crossing routes. They send those wide receivers back across. They like to hit them on those slant routes and those quick seams. So it's a challenge, Adam. It really is. And one of the things we talked about a little bit last night during some film study was reading your keys, but once you make that decision, one way or the other, you've got to go and commit 100%. If you're dropping back in coverage, drop back in coverage, knowing that you've got the makeup capability to cover him if he starts breaking contain. Likewise, if he's breaking contain and you think you want to go get him, you better put your foot in the ground and go get him, and don't give him a chance to make that throw downfield.
One of the things we haven't seen quite as much as we'd like this year is some pressure from the defensive front. They've been able to have spurts and sparks, but we haven't quite seen a full dominant game where they've just been able to take it over. We know that that potential is there. What do you think is either A, been missing, and what do they need to fix tonight?
I think some of it has been just finding the correct rotation of players. We swap a lot of guys in and out. We've got some really good players and some really solid players, and coaches have done a really good job of working guys in and out to make sure they don't get overworked and get tired. However, some of that comes at the lack of consistency. I think that's one of the things we're going to try and focus on a little bit here tonight. The other side of it is it's just tough. It's tough sledding. Some of the teams that we've played have had some really good offensive linemen out there, and hopefully we can get through that tonight. Garner's no different. They're going to have a big up-front offensive line. They're going to be physical. They're going to try and move things around. We're going to have to be active, a little more active than we have been in the past. We can't just bull through these people, which they try to do sometimes. I think that's one of the things that gets them in trouble, too, is you just try to lean on your size to make a play rather than getting in position, using your technique.
Absolutely. And then on the back end of the defense, it's been the biggest question mark of a solid defense so far this season. With a good quarterback with an arm like McLean does, what does that pressure do to a secondary that's already not having the best season so far?
It makes them sweat a little bit, and I know they've been nervous this week. They've been really working hard. Joey Annetta, playing at safety back there, has been outstanding for us, and we're going to need him to be huge this week. He's a very athletic kid, does a great job of reading the offense, reading the plays, reading the quarterback's eyes, which will be a little more challenging tonight. McLean's got a little more skill in that area where he's looking around and surveying the field. However, I'm really hoping that Annetta can make some plays for us defensively, get a turnover or two, a couple of interceptions. The other guy on the outside, we've got Chase Honeycutt, a cornerback. He's probably our best cornerback out there. We're going to really need him to lock down his end tonight so that we can free up some people to help play some coverage in some other areas.
We've seen a lot so far this season, Coach Firth, having those linebackers try to drop back and help that secondary a little bit. But again, with the dual threat ability at quarterback for Garner, it's going to leave those guys out on a lot more of an island, you would imagine, than they've been on all season.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see tonight is, in an effort to try to make sure we get pressure, we're going to probably be bringing at least one linebacker almost every play. The other guy is going to have to drop back, and his head's going to have to be on a swivel, and he's going to be covering a lot of area back there. Fortunately, like I said, they're very mobile, Perry and Inman. They've got the range and the ability to be able to get outside and inside to make plays and make that coverage, but it's going to be a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. We've still got more to go. We are crossing over 9 minutes left to go until kick here on the Golden Hawk Game Day presented by Arise, the Urology Clinic for Men. And remember that Arise, the Urology Clinic for Men, it provides a complete solution to men's health. Call 919-964-3750 or visit arisetheclinicformen.com for more information. Still to come, we've got keys to the game as we get closer and closer to kickoff here at Garner High School. Stay with us. The Golden Hawk Game Day presented by Arise, the Urology Clinic for Men, continues after this.
Thank you so much for helping me find this fantastic investment property for such a great rate.
It was my pleasure. Now we need to get you over to Encore Properties so they can help you find a well-qualified tenant.
Can't you help with that?
No, I specialize in helping you buy and sell property. Encore will help you with property management and will send you back to me when you're ready to sell.
Stick with your trusted real estate agent for buying and selling, but let Encore Properties do the hard work of finding your tenants and handling the day-to-day issues that being a landlord presents. Contact Encore and lock in the guaranteed flat rate management fee of $100 per month today. Visit encore-pm.com or call 919-324-3829.
The parents of the Holly Springs 2020 graduating class would like to wish all the Golden Hawks seniors an exciting, fun-filled, winning final season here in the Hawks Nest. It's almost time to spread your wings and soar, but this is your moment. Enjoy. This is Holly Springs High School football on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network, presented by Encore Properties. Visit encore-pm.com today. And by Arise, the urology clinic for men. By Kent Honeycutt, the answer to all your automotive purchase needs. By Campana, modern, sustainable, and respectful means of caring for your companions. By Scrump Shack, home of the fattest fish sandwich. And by CTS, Collaborative Technology Solutions, supporting technology that works for you. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Golden Hawks, Adam Moore.
Thank you very much as we come back to Golden Hawk Game Day presented by Arise, the urology clinic for men. A reminder that Arise, the urology clinic for men, provides a complete solution to men's health. Call 919-964-3750 or visit arisetheclinicformen.com for more information. As we are here at Garner High School inside Trojans Stadium. The band on the field now. The teams, you can see them starting to line up. Ed Perry, we're going to turn to you before the anthem quickly and get a key to the game or two from Holly Springs. What are they going to have to do tonight against the Garner Trojans?
Very first thing that came to mind was the word eliminate. Eliminate penalties, the sloppiness that we've seen. We talked about that previously. And eliminate the big plays on Garner's side of the ball. If we can do that, I think our defense will be able to prevent them from scoring a lot of points. That's going to help us out. Up front offensively, obviously, we need to control the clock. That we talked about is the line of scrimmage, making that happen.
Fantastic. Defensively, it's going to be a strong test. We know what Garner's going to bring to the table. Holly Springs is going to have to match the intensity. Kickoff set for 7:05 here with the band on the field. We now pause for our national anthem. It does appear that the band gave us a bit of a pump fake, so we're going to pause quickly and go back to Ed Perry before the band gets onto the field as we await the color guard. What else is some of the big keys that you're expecting that the Holly Springs Golden Hawks are going to have to key on tonight, Ed?
Well, defensively, again, they're still going to have to just do what they do, Adam, which is fly around the field, get a lot of people around the football, and get those people on the ground quickly. That's going to be the first thing. Offensively, back on that, they're going to need to spread the ball around a little bit. They're not going to be able to be completely one-dimensional tonight and rely on Coombs to make those big plays all the time. Garner's going to be stacking the box, as we talked about. They're going to try and pack it in. They're going to make Wills try to beat them tonight if they were smart. If Coach Lucas is a smart man, I know what he's thinking. Why not make and see if that sophomore can actually hold up?
It's going to be an exciting night. We're starting to see the stands fill up here a bit at Trojan Stadium. They love their football here, regardless of how the team is going so far. As we now await for the captains to come out, it looks like on the Holly Springs side, it's going to be Shane Perry leading the way. Joey Annetta is going to be out there, Tim Inman as well, and Hunter Sauls, the captains for the 2019 season, about to head towards midfield. We'll now turn things over to public address announcer here at Garner Stadium as we await the national anthem.
Do I keep the recording now? Start and stop it.
Garner has 1 field toss and has elected to receive. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise for the presentation of our nation's colors. Presenting the colors this evening are members of Garner Magnet High School's JROTC program. The Corps consists of Cadet Corporal Dick Goldberg, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Gloria Callamore Bay, Cadet Private First Class Zach LaRue, and Cadet Captain Crystal Morales. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps. As the mighty Trojan marching band honors the greatest nation owner, the United States of America, with the playing of our national anthem.
A lovely rendition of our national anthem as we again welcome you back here to Trojan Stadium on the campus of Garner High School for tonight's match between the Garner Trojans and the Holly Springs Golden Hawks. Adam Moore here with you. Rand Northrum is beside me. Rand, I think we're in for a good one tonight.
Absolutely. Glad to be with you, Adam. This is one that, again, as you guys were talking about, decided the SWAC last season. I think Garner has a lot to prove tonight. Garner, the play-by-play announcer for the Trojan Sports Network last week, talking about Wake Forest, said they're I'm going to have to look up the word again. It was a great word that they're tentative, they're fragile right now. He said they're fragile coming into that game because of the poor start that they've seen, and I'm sure that Wake Forest game didn't help at all. So tonight they're really looking to prove something, really look to get back on track, and it's kind of like two sides of the coins between these two teams tonight.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure. We know the pedigree that Garner has, being the kings of this conference for so many years, and last year they had the crown stolen from them, and they have not responded well to it thus far. But one game into conference play, here comes the chance for them to redeem themselves from last season's disappointment. They're going to have a great matchup tonight against a Holly Springs team that has not slowed down since winning the South Wake Conference last season.
That's exactly right, and that's something that Ed and I talked about last week in the South Garner broadcast, which was Holly Springs really has to learn how to win with that target on their back now. It's easy to come in as the underdog, easier necessarily, to come in as the underdog and win those games. When you've got the target on your back and when you've got a team that is just chomping at the bit to get a win, that's going to be a lot harder tonight. Want to give a shout-out. Holly Springs football just tweeted out a big thanks to Big Weather Don Schwinneker for the beautiful weather tonight. We do have some clouds that have been kind of
flirting with us here tonight, but all in all, it really is nice. It's nice for us to be outdoors, and we want to avoid anything we can that we did last week with that deluge of rain that we saw.
Absolutely. Things have started to cool down as well. We're missing those triple digits. It's, dare I say, starting to feel like football weather. Maybe by the end of the night we'll be able to actually say that. But we're lined up for a big one tonight here at Garner High School. Ball is set up on the tee as we await the kickoff tonight. It's great to be with you on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network. Holly Springs and Garner, we're off. Squib kick as always, and jumped on immediately on the Trojan side of the ball. That's Talvin Horton, one of the good wide receivers that the Trojans have. So now we get to turn our attention to the huddle. We're going to see who they bring out starting at quarterback. They've had a couple of guys, and there it is. Nolan McLean comes out, number 11, the senior baseball player as well, being looked at for both sports by a couple of different schools. He's going to provide quite the challenge for Holly Springs tonight.
Another thing that really messed up Garner in the first couple weeks, not having McLean because he was in South Korea for baseball.
That'll hurt things for sure with McLean back under center. First carry goes to Derek Alston over the right-hand side. He gets a couple of yards. We'll call it 4.5. Let's give him the full 5. Ball just shy of the 50-yard line.
Injuries have really been a problem for Garner, too, as I'm sure we'll talk about tonight. But Alston not being able to play last week against Wake Forest, that really hurt things, too.
It's that time of year. Everybody's starting to get banged up, and you're seeing it on both sides of the ball. Football, the full season, really is a true war of attrition. Garner coming back out in the power look. This time McLean's going to drop back and pass. He's looking right over the middle. Good defensive play, but a better catch. That was Horton again, right into coverage. A couple of guys right around him. We'll give Joey Anetta the tackle on that.
Yeah, also Shane Perry right there. Anetta made that initial hit. Those are two guys you're going to be calling their names all night tonight. Anetta and Perry, the first two players of the games so far for this new network this year.
Talking with Ed in the pregame, it's going to be a lot of pressure on those inside linebackers and the safeties to stop this passing attack as McLean comes back under center. Trojan run up the middle. This is a fullback give. That's Audrey Hunter. He gets a couple of yards, but good job by the Hawks to stop him right there.
Stroop and Scannell there on the tackle for Holly Springs, wrapping them up. A little bit of a different look with that early quick handoff.
Staying with the power game early for the Trojans as things continue to move so far in the first quarter. 2nd and 9. Ball firmly on the 40-yard line inside Holly Springs territory. McLean checking everything out as he gets back under center. Pressure shown by the Golden Hawks. McLean drops back, clean pocket. He's going deep. He's got Horton. He's got a guy, and he's out of bounds. That was a great throw, but good job on the defensive side of things. That's Bryant Price stepping in.
And you could see there late, he was beat, the defender, and he really gave a shove at the end. Thankfully, that pass was uncatchable. That really sailed over his head. Otherwise, I think you might have seen a flag in there.
Shows some of the power that McLean has. He was able to drop back, had a great pocket by his offensive line, and was able to drop nearly a dime down into the end zone. That ball traveling about 45 yards.
And really not sending many men downfield, but that left for a lot of extra protection in the backfield to give McLean that time.
So 3rd and 9, here we go. McLean in the shotgun, trips to the right-hand side. Calls for it, gets it, it's the rollout. He's got a couple of guys. Quick pass he's looking for. This one's a fastball well out of play. That's going to be incomplete. 4th down and 9 for the Trojans.
Watson did a great job. Zion Watson getting in there, 6'4", 295, a junior. Got some pressure in there and really forced McLean to push that ball away.
Absolutely. That's one of the keys of this game, as we spoke about in the pregame, is what can Holly Springs do on the defensive front to turn things around. And this is something that's going to keep you on your toes on the punting game. McLean actually the punter here for Garner tonight.
They ran a fake last week, I believe, on that field goal.
Able to get this one off. It's a line drive. It takes a good Garner bounce. It's going to go inside the 10, rolling down to about the 7-yard line. And that is where Brock Wills and the Holly Springs Golden Hawks will take over for their first offensive possession of the night.
We'll talk about flipping the field there. You're right, not a great snap, but he was able to chase it down and get that ball kicked down well into Golden Hawk territory. That is going to put some pressure on these Hawks to start things off. Ball control South Garner wasn't a formidable opponent, but the ball control issues last week were a real concern. They've got to be careful with that, and penalties again tonight too.
Holly Springs certainly has to clean things up. It's been a tough start to the season from those regards. If they're going to repeat, they're going to have to clean it up. Wills with the shotgun, quick bit of motion, goes to Combs up the middle. Derek Combs able to get a couple of yards. Looks like he gets out to about the 10-yard line. It looks like they may give him all the way to the 11. We'll call it a gain of 4 on the play.
We're going to see a lot of carries from Combs. Combs was able to take a rest last week at the end of the South Garner game. Waskey got some additional carries that we're not used to seeing him get. He gets a lot of calls, but Combs should be well rested this week. And rest and recuperation for Garner, that's something we want to talk about a little bit tonight as well.
Absolutely. Go back to the pistol look. Combs behind Wills, motion across Waskey. It's a toss out to Combs. He's got a couple of blockers, able to get through a couple, but a good job by the Garner defense. A gang of players right there stops him short of the 15-yard line.
Looks like McMillan and Lopez in on the tackle. Waskey's so quick, he got out there, and he might have actually outrun the block for Combs. So he's got to almost hold up a little bit so that Combs can catch up to him.
3rd and 4 here for the Hawks. First tough test of the night. Deep in their own territory. Certainly need to pick this one up. Another pistol look. Waskey comes across the front. Another handoff to Combs. He runs right into the middle of it. It's going to be close. I think he's short. Cheering on the sidelines may say otherwise. And that's the first down. Great run by Derek Combs right into the teeth of the Trojan defense, able to power through and get a big-time first down.
Seeing 3 runs now. Wills is one who can put it in the air. The more and more you run this, the more that those linebackers are starting to come in, and that's who leads this defense right now is for Garner, is these linebackers. They're the leading tacklers. You've got Peacock on the right-hand side with 11.6 tackles per game, Nikolic with 10.5 tackles per game. You suck them in, boy, you can pass and really get them beat.
Another carry for Combs. He goes over the left side. He's got a blocker this time. Unable to turn the corner, though. Gets out to about the 19-yard line. Gain of 1.5 on the play.
Kyle Morgan, 6'3", 240. He was that lead blocker. He's got some size. I don't think the numbers really do him justice necessarily. He stands really strong. He did a great job of pulling that defender back behind the line. Actually didn't push him out front, but pulled him behind and at least got one of those guys out of there.
2nd and 9 here for the Hawks. They've got the ball trying to get a bit of momentum. Staying with that tight package, pistol look. Combs has had every carry so far. He's going to get one more. Is he going to throw this? He is. He's looking for Waskey deep. He's got him. Waskey catches it at the 40. Turns and across the 40. Just like that, Coach Firth goes into his bag of tricks. Derek Combs can do it all.
Excellent job there, and really he sold that the whole way. I mean, you could tell that he was going to throw that ball immediately. Would like to have seen him maybe even tuck it for a couple more steps, then look out to throw, but it looked like he really needed to get that out quick and still underthrew Waskey. So great job there to get the 22-yard pass.
Huge gain for Holly Springs there. It gives them some breathing room and a little bit of momentum. Clock running over 7:35 now, 1st and 10. Wills with the play action. He's got a scramble now, trying to get rid of it, and he just gets out of bounds. Good pressure by Garner all across the board. Marcus Shaw was the one who was help riding him out of bounds.
Wills has got to be careful there. Got to consider where you are in the field. Think about dumping that down, especially once you get out of the pocket. Don't be afraid, especially as a sophomore. You might overthink that sometimes. Don't be afraid to dump it down. Live for another down. He got back to the line of scrimmage. That's good, but it looked like he might go for a loss there for a bit.
Like Ed was saying earlier in the pregame show, Wills, his decision-making is getting better throughout the season. The sophomore quarterback in his first year with the varsity. Combs again going up the middle, able to make one or two miss, but then stood up right at the middle of the line by the Garner Trojans. A gang of them there as well. We're going to give that tackle to Joshua Nikolic.
You hate to see Connor Sauls coming up a little slow there. He actually had to come out of the game, had some ice on one of his knees last week, so they had to shift the line around, had Mason Schweneker go in at center. I think Hunter Sauls moved over to center. Schweneker moved into the right guard. So you hate to see him come up slow and hope that injury doesn't flare up again tonight. That'll be critical.
Absolutely. The Sauls brothers, as we discussed, anchoring that offensive line. Need them to be able to stay in all day long. 3rd and 8 here for Holly Springs. Wills drops back, traditional pass, good pick up by Combs. Oh, that's an interception. Easy one right over the middle. No chance. Noah Hines, he's got it across the 50-yard line, across the 45, into Holly Springs territory. Flag is on the play.
Adam Gruden was the intended receiver, and he was completely beat. But the coaching staff, you can see on the Holly Springs side, saying stay on the field because the position of that looks like it could be holding, but it could come back for Holly Springs.
We'll see what this is. It's going to be difficult for us. Obviously, the officials facing the other side of the field.
Yeah, we were talking before the game. So a new press box built 2 years ago, I guess it was, here at Trojan Stadium, but they built it small and they built it with small windows. So unfortunately, we're on the visitor side, but happy to be amongst the purple tonight.
Absolutely. Let's see what this call is. Holding on the offense, so that penalty is going to be declined, and the Trojans are going to take over. Noah Hines, a great job to secure that football. Decent look by Wills to hang out there in the pocket, but that pass, it looked like it went straight to Hines.
And he actually called another penalty on Holly Springs, a personal foul, so they're going to call a late hit out of bounds, Adam, to push the ball further down the field, another 15 yards. Really good field position now for Garner.
This is going to be something to watch. They're putting the ball on the 29-yard line, 6:32 to go in the first quarter. Adam Moore and Ren Northrum with you here on the Holly Springs, the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network. Trojans running up to the line of scrimmage. 15 seconds on the play clock. McLean going with the empty backfield. Surveying the field. He's going to scramble a little bit. He's hit from behind. Ball comes out. And the ball, unable to fall on it. Holly Springs just missed it. Great job by the defensive line coming through, but unable to secure it.
And that's going to be huge, regardless of not getting the ball back. That would have been a huge opportunity there, but you still drop them back 8 yards there. Great pressure on the quarterback. Holly Springs really needs to own this series here. Garner's got some strength as far as kicking. Last week, able to connect from 31 yards for the field goal. Bondurant, 31-yard field goal on the opening series. So they can kick the ball, but you got to keep them out of field goal range. Got to get the ball back now.
Alston back in the backfield with McLean. 5 on the play clock. Able to get it off. A little bit more pressure. This one's going deep. He's got a guy. It's overthrown. Another good look. That was Davion Dunn, actually, backup quarterback going deep. He actually had the man beat, but overthrow by McLean again.
Great pressure by Timothy Inman. Great to see Tim back this week. He was out last week with an injury. He got great pressure in the backfield and really almost drew another flag there, almost drew a holding against that offensive line. So we'll see him again. Great to see him back on the field this week.
3rd and 17 for the Trojans. Big play here in this game as they try to get into field goal range or somewhere near it. Queen drops back. Screen pass set up. They've got Alston. Great job. Hit immediately. Shane Perry read it like a book. Stopped him cold at the 34-yard line.
Certainly makes him a good contender for a player of the game again this week. He got it our first week of the broadcast 2 weeks ago against Cary, but a brilliant hit right up the middle. Didn't have any question that ball was going any further.
That was beautifully diagnosed and read by the senior linebacker. He blocked a punt a couple of weeks ago at Cary. McLean back this time. He's going to get a much better snap. This one's high into the air, standing up. It's going to land on the 1 and does go into the end zone for a touchback. As we pause briefly for the Holly Springs offense to come on, a reminder, Encore Properties, our presenting sponsor on the Golden Hawks R3 Sports Network, offers property management services for a flat monthly fee of $100. Visit encore-pm.com or call 919-324-3829 for more information. 5:32 left in the first half. Still no score here at Garner High School between the Trojans and Holly Springs. Hawks take over the ball on the 20-yard line, trying to build on a bit of momentum that they had before the interception by Wills on the last series.
I mean, that is really we're going to have TV timeouts here tonight, this being a, what do they call it, Friday Night Rivals contest, so a little bit of an extended break here. But that was exactly what Holly Springs needed. You throw that interception, offense makes a mistake. That's when you have to have your defense really step up, bring things back in for you. Made a huge stand. It all started with that pressure in the backfield. Got the fumble. Again, unfortunately not able to get the ball back, but got the fumble, pushed him back the 8 yards, and then continued that pressure in the backfield. Something that Chris Lohman, the play-by-play announcer, Chris Lehman, the play-by-play announcer for the Trojan Sports Network, said last week, is that because the linebacking core is the core of the defense, they get tired. So watch how, if Holly Springs, especially if they can keep it close here in the beginning, they can really wear down that defense, especially with long sustained drives, because the offense of Garner isn't doing a great job of sustaining drives this year.
We know the Hawks are capable. Let's see if they can go on one of those right here. Wills in the pistol. Waskey coming across. He's going to get it on the end around, cut up field. He's got a couple of yards and a block. He's coming around the outside and pushed out of bounds. Great job by Waskey right there. Jayon McMillan, is able to push him out of bounds, but not before Waskey's able to pick up 8 on the play.
Waskey was last week's player of the game presented by Campana, and it was for plays just like that. He gets the end around a lot, but he also had some plays late in the game, as mentioned, when Combs was out. Got I believe it was a 51-yard touchdown run too. So he's quick. That's the thing to watch out for Waskey.
Home run ability, we've seen it the past couple of games for sure. Lots of options in the Hawk backfield. 2nd and 2. Motion across the front. That's Walker. Combs gets it right up the middle, trying to follow right behind him. He may have actually lost a yard on that play. The Trojans were ready for it.
Yeah, this defensive line is really pushing the offensive line back of Holly Springs. That's something that the Golden Hawks are going to have to do tonight, is try to, if you're going to continue to use Combs, you've got to find a way to open up that gap. Otherwise, Holly Springs is going to have to just continue to use the outsides and maybe go through the air a bit more too.
Another 3rd down facing Holly Springs. So 1 and 2, 1-4-2 so far tonight. The only conversion was the Derek Combs trick play pass to Waskey, a 22-yard pickup. So 3rd and 3, 4:40 to go, clock running. Play clock down to 3. This one goes to Waskey around the out-hand side. He's got to get to the corner. He's able to get it and break 3 all the way down to the 34-yard line. That's going to be enough for a Holly Springs first down.
I mean, with the 1-2 punch of Combs and Waskey, I don't know how you stop them. I mean, why even go to the air at this point if that continues to work? Obviously, you want to mix it up, and they're going to start seeing that coming. But, and again, a lot of it has to do with his speed. I see Waskey coming this way now. You take him to the wide side of the field, he's going to beat most of the defenders out there.
Nearly every play he's motioning across, and the defense has to respect that. Here he comes again. This time it's a pitch out to Combs. He's going to hold on to this one. He's got some blockers, sheds one man, gets around another, and runs through a 3rd for a first down. What a run by Derek Combs.
Combs showing not just his speed, but his ability to evade those defenders. You saw, didn't even have to put a lot of pressure on the stiff arm, just enough to shed that would-be tackler. Really showed why he's being looked at by some of these top schools in the area.
Absolutely. The junior is having a fantastic season so far, absolutely earning all of the recognition he is receiving. 1st and 10, 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. Ball on the 45-yard line. Hawks trying to get across midfield for the first time tonight. Morgan with the motion, a counter play. Combs able to make 1 miss in the backfield. Good job just to get a couple of yards on that one.
And talking about it just a few plays ago, waiting for that or getting the offensive line to set up that hole. That time you could see the patience of Combs letting that hole set up, letting that hole establish, and then he found it, and that's why he got the 3 yards that he did.
So it's going to be 2nd and 3, 3:21 left. Will's waiting for the call to come, and he finally gets it with 19 seconds left on the play clock. This is some of the communication that needs to get better from the Hawks as this season goes on. It's too late in the season to be rushing up to the line like this. 6 seconds left on the play clock. Pitch out to Combs on the out-hand side. He's able to break through a couple, and across midfield he dives. They're going to give him the 50-yard line. The Trojans doing a pretty good job of holding him in. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Hawks.
Yeah, again, last week penalties were a huge issue. You were talking about getting the play in. The problem with the penalties last week were they were procedural penalties, lining up the wrong way, lining up offsides as the offense. Delay of game penalties, having to burn those timeouts. Those are ones that just kill you, that you work on time and time again, and that you really shouldn't even have to work on, and Holly Springs has really got to tighten up there.
3rd and 5, 2:20 left to go in the first quarter. Play fake. This time Will's rolling to the near side. He's got a couple of guys. He tosses it deep. It's Morgan. He catches it in traffic. First down, Holly Springs.
Excellent play there. Excellent call, too. If you're going to throw into traffic, throw to your big man because, boy, he could catch it and then take that hit as well. Morgan did a great job of concentrating on catching first. That was the real key, especially with so many bodies in the area.
Great job to pick up 16 on the play as he moves through. Kyle Morgan, the 6'3", 240 senior, moving things down. 1st and 10 inside 2 minutes. We have a official timeout, a couple extra balls on the field, trying to get everything set up. They reset the play clock now, and we are back good to go. Traditional pistol look for Holly Springs. This one, play fake to Combs. He goes around to the out-hand side for Aiello. He's able to get a couple of men missed. He's still going inside the 25-yard line. John Fraiello, the senior, goes.
I like seeing the different look, a different player back there. You know that Garner is watching for Waskey. You put somebody different in there. Fraiello gets a good carry, and it just shows the depth of this roster right now. We're seeing so many different numbers and still other numbers coming in, other players coming in right now. That's really a great benefit for this Holly Springs team. And they're young, too. We're not calling a ton of seniors. There are seniors that give them that experience, but there's a lot of youth, a lot of great coming for the Golden Hawks in the future.
Hawks starting to build up a good drive right here. 1st and 10 on the 25. Combs gets it. Stiff arm, and he's just tripped up as he goes across the line of scrimmage. Another strong stiff arm from Derek Combs.
Yeah, not a big gain there, but that one could have easily gone for a loss. Again, that defensive line is making that push into the backfield, and so it almost looks like he's getting 2 or 3 yards on these 1-yard gains, and that ended up being no gain after all. So, he could really be losing, but because of his shifty ability, he's able to make something out of nothing.
2nd and 10. Traditional shotgun now. This one comes to Wasco on the quick jet sweep. Combs out there trying to get him a block. Is he able to turn the corner? Gets down to about the 20-yard line. He's able to gain 3 or 4 on the play. It's going to bring up another 3rd and long for Holly Springs.
Good heads-up play there by Waskey. Kind of tight with Wills. It looks like he got a little close for that pitch that he got, but he was able to pull the ball in. It looked like he was almost going to lose possession there. Got to control the ball here, especially on this long sustained drive. You got to at least get 3 out of this one. So a great job to hold on to that ball and make sure that ball control is number 1.
Currently just inside the field goal range for Peyton Sowers. Important to not lose any yardage here if you're Brock Wills. That's going to be handoff to Waskey going around the out-hand side. He's got a block. He's able to get back to around the line of scrimmage. Tough tackle. And he comes down hard. A good job by the Trojans to pursue. Tyler Peacock, this senior linebacker, able to bring down Waskey.
And he had 10 tackles for a loss coming into this game, did Peacock. That's number 11. He by far leads the program as far as tackles for a loss this year.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play here from Trojan Stadium. Coming up next, a decision for Holly Springs. We'll be back on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network right after this.
Do you own rental property or have you struggled to sell your home and are interested in generating cash flow? Contact Encore Properties. They manage single-family and multi-unit homes as well as commercial properties for a flat monthly rate. They also offer a referral program to all licensed realtors, so you can trust that your clients will always be sent back to you for sales. Let Encore Properties remove the stress of being a landlord. Visit encore-pm.com today. The parents of the Holly Springs 2020 graduating class would like to wish all the Golden Hawks seniors an exciting, fun-filled, winning final season here in the Hawks Nest. It's almost time to spread your wings and soar, but this is your moment. Enjoy.
back at Garner High School. Welcome back to the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network. Don't forget that your investment property can become a headache. Take the work out of it. Contact Encore Properties to receive professional property management services for a flat rate that includes quarterly inspection. Visit encore-pm.com or call 919-324-2829 for more information. Holly Springs coming out with the decision. It does look like they're going to go for the field goal here. It would make that about a 38-yard field goal for Peyton Sowers to start off the second quarter as they try to get some points off of a, so far, successful drive.
Yeah, you really do need to get some points here. I think Holly Springs needs to come away with at least 3 here, and it's a long fourth down. You can't come up empty-handed. You need the points here against Garner, and that's something that Garner saw last week against Wake Forest. They got the field goal early. That was kind of really 2 completely different halves last week. I think it was 17-10 at the end of the first half, and Garner left some points on the field at the end of the first half for against Wake Forest, and so something that Holly Springs needs to not do here this week, and I think that's a good call to go for the field goal here.
Inside the range, Coach Firth said he's comfortable sending Sowers out there, out to about 40, 42. He can get it to 50, but Coach Firth did kind of wince a bit when I asked him if he was comfortable with that, knowing that he can. It should be inside the range on the outside of it, though. Sowers, the sophomore kicker, hasn't been used a whole lot this season. That's because the offense has been very successful for Holly Springs.
Yeah, and you mentioned when it's that range of 50 that he can hit, the trajectory starts getting lower and lower, and that's another thing that Garner saw last week. They saw, I believe it was the end of the first half. They could have brought it to within 4. They saw that field goal blocked, actually, by Wake Forest, so that's probably where that wincing comes from Coach Firth.
Little bit of a breeze. It's more going across the field, but I believe it's going to be helping just a little bit with Sowers. Not quite directly across the field. Enough to make the flag stand up, but not enough to push you over. So we'll see what that does to the ball. It's going to have to travel a while in the air. It's going to have some effect.
And I think the other direction is going to be even more effective because then it is a bit more of a headwind. But you're exactly right. I don't think it's going to necessarily give you those 10 extra yards here.
Also kicking down into the more closed end of Trojan Stadium, surrounded by the trees, as Sowers lines up for it. Ball is going to be placed on the 28-yard line. Hold is good. Kick is up. Does it have the distance? Just short. Valiant effort right there from Sowers. He was on target, but that one falls just short, and that is an empty possession for the Hawks.
Yeah, you're flipping the field here. You're giving Garner the ball deep in their own territory. I think that's good. As it will go officially back to the 20 now for the touchback as it is. However, we'll keep an eye on those points as the rest of the night goes on because those are, I think those are critical.
Certainly a missed opportunity we're going to have to keep our eyes on, but Nolan McLean comes back out to lead the Trojan offense, 1st and 10 from his own 20-yard line. Quick out pass. Almost knocked away, but instead caught. This one's going to be a good reception and knocked out of bounds. Perry able to finally knock him out, but not before a 14-yard gain. That was Davion Dunn, the backup quarterback, and they may call a late hit on that.
Yeah, the flag came in late, and I think it's a little bit more for the conversation, if you will, that was coming in late, and you could see Davion Dunn that got pushed out of bounds. He actually almost got thrown into the the bench, and then his helmet came off. So that really could have turned into a dangerous situation. Not sure exactly what they're going to call it on.
Not a whole lot of room on the sidelines. As you see, it's an unsportsmanlike conduct against Holly Springs. That undoubtedly against Shane Perry, the senior linebacker. A little excited for it. From my vantage point, didn't look like a whole lot, but the white cap didn't ask me that.
Yeah, and again, he threw that flag when he was already off of the field. I don't think it necessarily came in for the hit. I think it was more about the language and things that were being said. But again, Those are penalties that Coach Firth is not going to stand for. If you're fighting for it, if it's a hold, if it's a pass interference where you're not giving up a touchdown, he'll understand that. Those won't stand for Coach Firth.
Already in plus territory are the Trojans. Shotgun again. This time it's a handoff going up the middle. Alston, he's trying to bring it around the outside. Good job. Perry comes right back, trips him up. Alston never able to regain his balance from there. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Talk about a shoestring tackle. I mean, barely caught that foot, but caught it just enough. Great job by Shane Perry to get back in there and make up for that previous play.
Yeah, that was a big play. Obviously the 15-yard penalty, but add that on top of a 12, 13-yard gain. A lot of yards being moved quickly by Garner, who started this drive back on their own 20-yard line. 2nd and 10. McLean with 2 to each side. He's going to go look deep again. A bullet. This one knocked away. Oh, almost intercepted. Great play, Ed Kunis, to knock that one away from the receiver, not give him a chance. Nearly right down into the hands of Inman.
Ed Kunis had a great game last week. He had some big TFLs last week, but that one's huge there to break that up right in that center part of the field. Knocked that pass down and almost tipped it over to a teammate for the interception.
A bullet from McLean. He's going to have another shot right here. 3rd and 10 on the 47-yard line.
And another huge third down here for the Holly Springs defense.
3 receivers to the near side. McLean gets it, looking, he's going to run the draw up the middle. Wrapped up, great job by the defense. That was Perry coming in, also getting in on the action, Zion Watson.
Yeah, great job there. That should go down as a sack too, as it's a 1-yard loss there. So great job. Defense coming up again strong. Now the offense has got to see this. You've been getting break after break from your defense. You really got to punch it into the end zone here on this next series.
McLean back to punt again. Combs standing back around his 10-yard line awaiting the punt. We've seen a couple of decent punts from McLean. After the first one had a bad snap, the second one much better. This one gets off another nice punt. It's going to land at the 15 and take a bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So Holly Springs will get the ball on the offensive side at 20-yard line again, like you said, Ran, with the defense putting up a good stop and preventing the Trojans from getting any momentum.
I mean, 3 and out is exactly what you can ask for there. You've got to reward your defense now. First by another long sustained drive. They did that last time. Got to get 6 here on this drive, though. Other games going on in conference tonight we'll keep you updated on. Apex is at Middle Creek. Friendship is on the road against South Garner, and Fuquay Arena's on a bye this week.
Certainly a lot going on. We're into conference season. This is when things start to get much more fun. We're excited to have you with us here from Garner High School. Play action from Wills, thrown behind but still caught on Adam Gruden. A great job, gain of about 8 on the play.
Again, talking a previous play about just having that concentration about making the catch and then running. I mean, that's exactly where Gruden was. He wasn't thinking about the defenders around him. He had to do exactly that to be able to pull that one in so cleanly.
Good job by Wills to get it out, even if it was a little behind him. A nice play action job to pick up 8 there. Makes it a nice 2nd and short here for the Hawks. Clock running inside 9:40 left in the first half. Combs get this carry, comes around to the out-hand side. He's got it around the corner and out across the 40-yard line. First down, Holly Springs.
Great run there. And another flag coming out here. Flag-ridden contest tonight.
We'll see what this one is as we try to figure it out. It's just across the 30-yard line. Coach Firth not too happy. It looks like it's going to back it up, and then it will back up the offense.
And that's something we saw. This wasn't as late as some of the ones we saw last week, but against South Garner, the holds are coming not in the backfield, but late downfield. And you understand it. They're making those blocks and just holding on too long, and that's why he's probably getting a couple extra 4 or 5 yards. But those are killer where you get the first down, and then all of a sudden you're almost back to the original line of scrimmage.
With a talent like Combs, the wide receivers have got to do a better job of being clean about their blocks on the outside, because he's not going to need a whole lot of room to bust one. Regardless, it backs up the Hawks. It's now 2nd and 7 from the 28-yard line. Play action. Wills is eaten up immediately. They read that one. They tried a couple of different fake handoffs. The Trojans were all over that. He sacked back at the, what are they going to give him, the 20-yard line, a loss of about 10 on the play.
You can feel the tides kind of turning a little bit here. Garner's really starting to pick up on defense. Holly Springs has, again, got to continue to put that pressure on, put the pressure on the defense so that they get worn out so you can make this a second-half game and put this one away late. But in order to do that, you got to stay in it early.
Still no score here at Trojan Stadium. Adam Moore, Rand Northrum here with you. Thank you for joining us on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network. 3rd and 15 inside, 9 minutes left to go. Wills with a quick snap, rolling out to the right-hand side, looking deep, a little stutter step to get himself some space. He chucks one. Oh, goodness, almost intercepted as it is now incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Jayon McMillan stepping up there and almost picking that one up. But really, I think Wills was trying to throw that one away. He's got to throw that away where nobody has a chance to get it. But thankfully getting out of this possession with not a short field again for Garner. Now you got to put it back into the foot of Sowers to try to flip the field a little bit again, and wins at your back again.
Jackson Mitchell and Dominic Haney back deep. A drop punt. He's able to pick it up. A great punt after the drop. That's going to have a fantastic bounce, and what a great job from Sowers there to work under pressure. Sends that one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well done, sir. I think he's still kind of kicking himself for pushing that field goal to the right a little bit, but a great job by Sowers to make up for it there, because if you can't put points on the board, you got to get back out on the field, flip the field, make this Garner offense really work for it, because if you think about it tonight, Garner has not had they've not been in the red zone. They've not had that chance. They've not had those, again, long sustained drives. They've not had those big plays that have really tested this Holly Springs defense. Holly Springs defense has been owning this contest so far, and so if Sowers can help that, as he did right there, that's going to be a big benefit. And eventually, Combs, Waskey, somebody's going to make a breakout and be able to turn the tides back in the favor of the Golden Hawks tonight.
Again, another good job by the young sophomore. It's going to put some pressure out there as Garner yet to get into the red zone, as you mentioned, Rand. They've done a decent job of moving the ball down the field, but neither team actually been able to get all the way inside the red zone. It's been right on the doorstep for the Hawks. They're going to try and do what they can on their next opportunity, but we now get another look at McLean, Nolan McLean coming back out. The senior, as you mentioned, his first game of the season after being in South Korea for some baseball action. A dual athlete. He's done a fantastic job of garnering some scholarship offers in both sports. Still undecided on what he's going to do with his future. But in the present, it's 8:27 left in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Trojans on the 27-yard line. This one goes to Alston across right tackle. He's able to get about 12 yards before he's finally stopped. Couple of different Hawks there. DeAndre Partridge coming down from the safety position to take him down.
One of the biggest plays that we've seen offensively for Garner here tonight. They've gotten, of course, that first play of the last series, a big pass. But as far as running plays, 10-plus yard drive is or run is one of the bigger ones we've seen tonight. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that for the Holly Springs defense here in this series.
Another first down for the Trojans. A little fake motion across the front. Same play right over right tackle. This time we're ready for it. A couple of different players ready, led by Ed Kunis to stop that in the backfield.
Isaac Thomas also in there to help out. Very smart defense there. You can see that this defense is now, you see a wholesale change on the front line for Holly Springs, get a fresh set of bodies in there, but you can tell just how smart they are to see you're not going to run the same play and get that same productivity out of us twice.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. The ball on the 38-yard line. Trojans been in the shotgun pretty exclusively except for the first drive of the game. Another shot by McLean. This one short-armed out to the outside. Had the receiver open. That was Horton, but unable to get it out to him. 3rd down now upcoming.
Yeah, McLean kicking himself for that one. Had a wide-open receiver Not sure if it came off, maybe some moisture on the ball as the dew sets in here just a little bit tonight, getting cooler temperatures. It's going to be a 20-degree drop tomorrow. Can you believe that?
It's going to be finally fall weather.
Immediately. We don't get that in between here in North Carolina.
We would never want it like that anyway. 3rd and 11 for the Trojans. 7:23 to go in the first half. 2 receivers each side. McLean calls for it. Dropping back, some decent pressure. Quick out to the outside. Was it caught? Dropped. Initially caught by Davion Dunn. Great job fighting things and not letting it become an issue from the Holly Springs secondary.
I'm trying to see who exactly that was that came in there.
Looked like Billy Waldron getting in there.
Absolutely. Great play just to get a hand in there and knock that ball away. And again, the defense comes up. You give up 10 yards, 10 plus in that first carry, but then after that, 3 downs, and they're putting it away again.
Holly Spring defense certainly has come to play tonight. Combs standing back at his 20-yard line. He may have a shot at returning this one. In fact, he does. Catches it at the 25. Makes one man miss. Tries to get up the middle. A bunch of flags coming in. He's out to the 40. We'll see where this one goes. Flags from both sides of the play.
Yeah, I honestly did not see what this one's going to be called. I think it's funny that they're kind of fighting over, and maybe it's 2 penalties, I don't know, but fighting over what exactly that's going to be. No, one of them's going to pick it up, or they're going to leave them both in the same position there. But, that's what I was afraid of.
And a block in the back is going to be 10 yards from the spot and a first down, so that's going to negate pretty good return from Derek Combs, his first of the night. Ball back on the 25-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will take over.
Yeah, and I hate to see that. I've been waiting for a return for the last 2 weeks, seeing Combs back there, and you hate that, again, another penalty is going to negate any work that he did in that situation.
Brock Wills back in the shotgun. Takes it off to Combs right up the middle. He's able to get a couple. Read pretty well by the Trojan front. And Marcus Shaw looks like he got in there, able to wrap up Combs. Gain of, we'll call it 2 on the play.
Well, I don't know that anybody's going to be surprised. I think the other games in the conference tonight, Apex, Middle Creek, Friendship, Garner, or South Garner, you're not going to be surprised by any of the scores tonight. But Friendship up 7-0 on the road against South Garner, and Apex is trailing Middle Creek by 14 right now. I think they're both around the same time as our contests are tonight.
Apex, Fuquay, and Holly Springs, the only teams with victories so far in the South Wake 4A Conference. Everybody else looking for their first. Play action fake. Wills rolling out to the right. Read pretty well. Good throw out to Morgan. He's able to make another good catch. Kyle Morgan, the 6'3 senior, gets another catch in traffic. Gain of, we'll call it 4 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3, maybe 4.
Holly Springs just didn't need to go to the air last week against South Garner, as you can imagine. That was just run the ball, keep the clock running, running clock there at the end after the rain started to fall. It's great to see them being able to go to the air again. I'm very excited to see Morgan. He's been doing great, really made some great catches here tonight.
Certainly a great outlet for that sophomore quarterback, your big tight end. 3rd and 3, give it to Combs right up the middle. Here he goes. It's a foot race, 50. 40. They're not going to catch Derek Combs. 10, 5. Touchdown, Holly Springs. Touchdown, Derek Combs.
Exactly what Holly Springs has been looking for here tonight. Almost an 80-yard touchdown run. You just, again, bend but don't break, and eventually that defense is going to break. That's what you got to work on all night. There is the reward for the defense. All night long, they've been fighting this Garner offense, and there's the reward that finally comes in.
About a 73-yard touchdown run for Combs as he continues to light up the triangle. Low snap on the PAT. Sowers able to get it up and through, and just like that, the Hawks are up 7-0 with 6:05 to go in the first half.
Well, big credit to Adam Gruden. We saw it last week. He got a blocked punt. He also did just like that right there, where he's able to catch those snaps. The snaps have been high, low, whatever it is, but he's able to get those placed and placed for Sowers so that Sowers can get those kicks up, because those PATs, just like we were talking about the field goal, those points can be very important in a close game.
Absolutely. A first score of the game. Still either team unable to get inside of the red zone today, but we certainly are enjoying that 6-0 as we move it right along here inside the first half. Good crowd here out at Trojan Stadium. The Garner side filled in pretty well, and a decent traveling regiment from Holly Springs has made the trek up to Trojan Stadium. Again, as Rand mentioned, a great night for football. Weather turning very nice. Breeze starting to pick up a little bit more. It's only expected to get stronger as the night goes on. So Sowers has the ball on the tee. Excuse me, that one's going to be Tyler Reeves handling the kickoffs. He's got it on the tee. Has squibbed it almost exclusively all season. We'll expect that.
We saw one go deep, actually, last week against South Garner late in that contest.
Popped up a little bit. A good job to recover that one. Nearly a deep onside kick down at the 19-yard line. Davion Dunn able to do a good job to secure that one.
Yeah, and coming in late was Billy Waldron. It looked like one player was not done, but the other player was going to be able to take it. Because Waldron came in, he kind of took him out of the play. Great hustle there and great positioning on that ball. I mean, to be able to get it to bounce like that and keep it in bounds, that's exactly what you want.
So that puts the ball on the 22-yard line for the Trojans, trailing for the first time today. Nolan McLean, senior quarterback, and the Trojans now coming out in the power formation we haven't seen except for the first drive of the game. Alston's going to get it going over left tackle. He breaks through, gets down across the 25 down to the 26-yard line.
I wonder if we saw a little distraction there, distraction tactic by Garner in the beginning, or if they're setting something up for the future. As they said, Josh Johnston, sent Paulvin Horton way out on the boundary to the left. Now he's on the near side, but interesting that McLean did that and sent him out so far wide.
Same power formation, unbalanced line to the left. That's where they go. Alston looking for it, unable to get through. Guess who? Shane Perry in the backfield again. Loss of a yard on the play. 3rd and 6 for the Trojans.
Shane Perry has been all over it again here tonight. He was that way last week. I know you saw him that way against Carey too, and making those tackles in the backfield, just changing what Garner even has the ability to do here tonight.
Big 3rd down here for the Trojans. Clock running now, just crossing over 5 minutes left in the first half. They remain with the tight power formation. Hawks showing pressure, little play action, pump fake, a great job. Horton out on the out-hand side, 1st down for the Trojans.
Chase Honeycutt there making the tackle, 5'9", 155 senior on the boundary. All he could do was pull him down, make that stop there after the 1st down was gained. But you're right, McLean really making that connection here. We'll see what the defense can do here in the last 4:46 of the second quarter, as it, I believe is it Garner that's going to get the ball to start the second half?
Yes, I do believe the Trojans will be out there. Quick handoff to the up back, immediately spanked. Shane Perry again in there, Tim Inman in as well. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage, loss of 1.
When you can get Inman, Perry, and Doristy in there to make a stop, you're going to be in good shape, and the Golden Hawks certainly were there. Big, huge hit, but again, Shane Perry kind of starting it all off. Great job.
2nd and 11. Inside 4:15 clock running. Still the tight package. This one's Alston over right tackle. Oh, he's bent backwards. That could be bad. I hope he gets up there.
And again, he went down a couple games ago with an injury. Not sure exactly what the injury was, but yeah, he's not going to get up too fast here.
Slow to get up. That was a good job to get through Good to see him get up and kind of walk off the field on his own power.
And mad.
He's absolutely mad at himself. Good job, though, to get a couple of yards. Another third down, though, going to be facing the Trojans.
Yeah, he got bent in half, and the half that doesn't bend. Those are ones that I'm impressed that he was even able to walk off the way he was. And it looks like he's got a wrap on that left foot, so I wonder if it's a left ankle issue. Certainly hope that he does okay the rest of the night.
3rd and a long 6. Hawks bringing pressure, play action, fake. Oh, and outside McLean goes. He's broken contain. He's got it right at the first down. He's across. That's going to be a first down. Good job coming up. Joe Yanetta trying to lay a boom on him late, but not enough. McLean's going to get the first down.
Joey Yanetta last week with an interception, also a punt block recovery. He was the player of the game last week, presented by Campana. Another big player stepping up here. I mean, you could name just about any of these defenders and name some accolades that they've added to this Holly Springs roster this year. Great guys out there.
Across midfield again are the Trojans, still looking for their first score of the game. 3:15 to go in the first half. McLean in the shotgun in his territory. High snap, yep, that was a little pump fake from the center there. Looks like Joshua Grimmett had the double clutch, and that's going to move the Trojans back.
This is the first time, at least in a couple series, that the Trojans have gotten multiple first downs. Got to keep an eye on that as Holly Springs, the defense might be getting a little worn here. They've got to stand strong, put up the wall here, not allow Garner to get into the end zone before the halftime.
I do believe that's the first penalty of the evening on Garner. It comes at a bad time for the Trojans, as you mentioned, Rain. They were moving the ball really well, now facing a 1st and 15. McLean had 2 backs in to pass protect. He's got some pressure. He throws it to the outside, high over the receiver. Oh. And they're going to call a penalty right there. Goodness, that's a tough one on Billy Waldrop for coming underneath the receiver, just trying to make a play. I wonder what the wording is going to be on this.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get the unnecessary roughness call, which it's just a bang-bang play. The ball was right there. Because he's in the air, you really can't blame him for that. Oh.
All they're calling is a personal foul on Waldrop. And that negates a big-time stop. Coach Firth, understandably irate on the sideline. First down for the Trojans. Going to put the ball on the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that one's just that one's unfortunate. It gives all those yards back. It was a hustle play for Holly Springs, and Waldron, he shouldn't hang his head for that, because I think that was one that a coach would ask you to go for time and time again.
Trojans hustle to the line, play action. Oh, he tried to throw it away. He does this time. It's up into the air. He was down beforehand. He would have likely been an ineligible receiver. I guess not downfield. Either way, it's a sack. Tried just to be a little too cute, did Nolan McLean there, and he pays for it. That's a loss of about 8 on the play. Ball back to the 43-yard line.
And was it Perry in the backfield initially? Was he?
Perry was part of the crew. I do believe also Zion Watson was back in there with Sam Dorsey.
So whoever made it there first, I think, was just so surprised that he had that ability right there. It was a great try of a fake, but had he not been so surprised that he was there on McLean, I think he could have made a better tackle.
Another play action. McLean, he's got some pressure this time. Inman, it's dumped over for the screen and nothing there. Another flag in the backfield. Are they going to call a hit on the quarterback here?
I think they might actually call a hold or a block in the back, believe it or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a holding on Garner.
Ed Kunis was all over that one. He had it read very well, applying a lot of pressure to McLean, and that is why it does look like it's going to be, was that a block in the back?
Yeah. And that's from the spot, just like a holding penalty. That's from the spot, so they were already back 5. Now they're going back an additional 10 from the 49.
So the Trojans moving the wrong direction now after what was a pretty good drive to start. A 1:56 left, clock stopped. Hawks up 7-0.
This Holly Springs sideline was irate after that personal foul that was called. I think they're a bit calmer now as the tides have turned just a little bit as far as penalties have gone with 2nd down and 24.
Long way to go for the Trojans. Quick out to the outside. It's Horton, a wide receiver tunnel screen. He's able to get a couple of them. He gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Trojans, though, have to get down to the Holly Springs 26 for a first down, so quite a ways to go.
And Jacob Scannell is actually running off holding his arm. Hope that's just a stinger there and not anything that's going to keep him out longer, as we see Jalen Driekford coming in to spell him.
We'll keep an eye on that. 3rd and 29, clock running for the Trojans. Empty backfield for McLean. Pressure up the middle. Oh, almost intercepted by Annetta.
Joey Annetta trying to go 2 for 2.
He did a very good job to make an effort there. A good stand by the Hawks defense, aided by a bit of an implosion by the Garner offense, means that the Hawks are going to get the ball back with about a minute to go in the first half.
That's exactly what the defense needed to do there. Again, the bend but don't break mentality. You're down a little bit, a few first downs, but just stay with it, catch a break, and then capitalize on that break, not let them get another first down.
Combs may have a chance to return this one. He's going to let it bounce at the 20, and it's going to go out of bounds. Oh, it's going to stay in bounds, actually. Looks right around the 9-10-yard line in that area with exactly 60 seconds to go here in the first half.
And all 3 timeouts now, too. So I was watching a little Sunbelt football last night, Georgia Southern and South Alabama. South Alabama got it back, tie ball game with maybe 36 seconds left. Now, they were deep in their own territory, but I said to myself after that, Georgia Southern deserves to win this one. I understand the mentality, go for, play for overtime, but why not go for it? You got timeouts on the clock. Let's go for it. Let's try to get something up on the board.
You can't take them with you. First pass from Wills is to Morgan around the outside. Clock's running, and that Coach Firth calls his first timeout of the first half. 52 seconds to go. Gain of, looks like they're going to give him 6 on that one. A quick reminder to don't let your investment property become a headache. Take the work out of it. Contact Encore Properties to receive professional property management services for a flat rate that includes quarterly inspection. Visit encore-pm.com or call 919-324-2829 for more information.
I'd be interested to see here, quick dump out pass there by Wills, called the timeout. Do you give it to Combs and try to get him to break another big one? We've seen one of those here tonight. Do you try to throw it down deep, test Will's arm a little bit? I think obviously that'll come a little bit later in the clock. Garner's got all 3 of their timeouts as well. You don't want to give them with good field position and a chance to put something up on the board. But I think these next 2 plays here are really going to determine whether Holly Springs is going to try to go for something deep here at the end of the half.
The Hawks have 3 receivers split out to the near side. Could they be stretching out for Combs? No, it's going to be a pass. Wills throws it all the way outside. A great catch by Gruden, one-handed. Wow, what a catch, and he's taken out of bounds. That stops the clock. First down, Holly Springs.
Great job. Gruden has hands, as he has shown time and time again the last couple weeks. And again, making that catch first, then getting to the sideline. Excellent job by Gruden.
Bit of a hurry-up, no-huddle look here for the Hawks. Wills calling out the play, and even 45 seconds to go on the game clock. 1st and 10. Going to try and move it down. He's got to scramble a little bit. He makes one man miss. Could be a holding penalty. Wills running up the middle, slides down across the 35-yard line. We'll have to see what this flag is in the area of holding.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, Adam. I think that's I think they're going to pull the flag back a little bit, thankfully. The The official had a pretty decent arm on that one. These flags are flying high and far this tonight, but holding there is just going to kill. Great job by Wills. I mean, he made something out of nothing there, and good job by sliding down too, but killer.
That obviously going to back the Hawks up big time. That's going to put the ball all the way back on the 13-yard line, and with 37 seconds to go, you wonder if this changes the thought from Coach Firth. Again, a reminder, though, Garner does have all 3 of their timeouts if they try to get conservative.
Yeah, you can't just kneel it here. Yeah. You got to actually run some plays now because Garner could get it back if you kneel it in this situation.
Keeping it spread out. Coming around the outside. A great job avoiding it. Wills, he's going to launch one deep. He's got the arm. It's Combs. Oh, right through his hands. Combs was there. Another flag down back near the line of scrimmage. So it might all be for naught.
You might have an ineligible man downfield with that play running so long there. Yep.
That's what it is, and that's going to move the Hawks even further into their own territory. They're going to be standing on their own goal line. Wills did a great job to avoid some of the pressure. I believe that was Marcus Shaw who was coming in from his backside. It looked like it was going to be a sure sack before Wills was able to step up in the pocket.
Oh, sorry, illegal forward pass. Yeah, ineligible man is the hand on top of the hat. And it's a loss of downs there. So he crossed the line of scrimmage and threw the ball. I was getting a little concerned that he was getting close to it, didn't have a good angle on it. But, yeah, threw the ball beyond as he was beyond the line of scrimmage.
Handoff to Combs. Safe play up the middle. Read well by the Trojans. He gets out to about the 10-yard line. Do they call a timeout? Yes, they do. 18 seconds to go.
I think, Garner, here you're smart to call that timeout and just test Holly Springs. It doesn't mean you're probably not going to get the ball back in this situation. 18 seconds left, 2 more downs here. Holly Springs can probably run this clock out. However, why not test your opponent? Deep in their own territory right now on the 10-yard line. Test your opponent, test them, and see what they can do, what they're going to try to do with this ball. I think that's a real smart call by Thurman Leach, the head coach of the Garner Trojans.
We'll see what this does. Remember that illegal forward pass, loss of down, means that this is 3rd down already. So it looks like the Trojans, regardless of what happens here, are going to have at least 1 timeout left for their offense should they get the stop. Now, that would also mean a deep in his own territory punt from Peyton Sowers would likely be standing right around his own goal line. Another tricky situation. We already saw one long snap get dropped by Sowers, although he was able to turn it into a fantastic punt. He's already shown that he is not exactly 100% sure-handed so far tonight.
Oh, 2 really sloppy offensive series, 1 for each team in the last. We're sitting at 3rd down and 30. Garner had just about the same with as far as down and distance in their last offensive series.
Pitch out to the outside to Combs. A high pitch. He's able to get a couple of yards, stay on his feet out across the 10. Really no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 4th down. Another timeout called by the Trojans. 12.2 left in the first half. So here comes the ultimate moment of truth as the Hawks are going to be punting from right around their own goal line.
Ball control, very, very important here in this situation. You've got to be able to cleanly get a clean long snap coming back to Sowers. Sowers has got to hold it, and he's got to kick this ball away. I mean, even if it's a bad punt, you've got to give some distance away from the end zone here to not let Garner get a quick run back. And then you've got to stay in your lanes if you're Holly Springs. Do not let Garner run this one back and tie this up. You've owned the entire first half. Garner has had no offense, and you can't let a special teams score come in here at the end of the first.
I think that's the 2 schools of thought. You kick it out of bounds and try to defend a Hail Mary because McLean does have the arm, or do you try and kick it up the middle, let it bounce, and hope that 12 seconds runs off the clock?
And I wonder if Sowers has got any kind of a rugby-style punt, too. You run it out to the side, run another 2-3 seconds off the clock, and then kick it out of bounds. Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
He is well inside the end zone. We'll see. Garner comes after it, able to get it off a great punt from Sowers. Fair catch called for at the 45-yard line. Great job.
Sorry, Adam. That could not have gone any better for Holly Springs there. Textbook. Great snap, great kick, and forcing a fair catch there as well.
Good job by Mitchell to secure that ball with Hawks coming in on him. Again, right at the 45, 7.6, and one timeout for Garner. You'd think that they may have enough time to run a quick pass to get a couple extra yards before throwing it towards the end zone. Earlier this game, and even in warm-ups, we saw McLean throwing the ball at least 40 yards in the air with relative ease. He has the ability to do so, to get it to the end zone from here. And it looks like Robert Firth is going to call his second timeout of the first half. He wants to make sure his defense knows what the plan is.
Yeah, he wanted to see that Garner offense set up, see exactly what that was going to look like. Took a look at it. Now we'll get his players to come over and make sure that they're going to remain in their proper positions. And you can see actually Coach Firth is leaving it to his coaching staff here. He's leaving it to the defensive coordinators, the D-backs coaches, all of that to speak with the defense and make sure that they're covering. Again, you can let them take the one. Let them have the one, but nothing else.
Coming up at Hawks at the half, presented by the Golden Hawks seniors, we'll update the keys to the game. Here's some out-of-town scores, recap the scoring from the first half, and break it all down. Again, that coming up in 7.6 football seconds. We know how that is. It's just like basketball seconds, not exactly like real time. We're going to get the first crack at it, though, as we see a big-time prevent defense. We've got Waldron and Annetta playing both back around the 25-yard line. Inman standing on the 30, and that looks exactly like what you said, Rand. They're going to give him the short one and try to play defense. A motion across the front. McLean standing on his 50, drops back. Decent pressure from the Hawks. He's going to chuck it towards the end zone. He's got a man underthrown, and it's caught. Oh, my goodness, is he in? Just short with no time left on the clock. What a play. Russell Sanders made an amazing catch after it was misjudged on defense. Waldron jumped way too early. Sanders catches it and is stopped short of the goal line to end the first half.
If that play is on a Saturday or a Sunday, I would not be surprised if that's 6 points. We have no angle where we are whatsoever, but it sure looked like he crossed the plane. Unreal.
He was close, but the men in black and white stripes say he was out, and that is what matters. At halftime, it is Holly Springs 7, Garner no score here at Garner High School. Again, stay tuned because Hawks at the half is coming up next. You have been listening to Holly Springs football on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network.
The parents of the Holly Springs 2020 graduating class would like to wish all the Golden Hawks seniors an exciting, fun-filled, winning final season here in the Hawks Nest. It's almost time to spread your wings and soar, but this is your moment. Enjoy.
Thank you so much for helping me find this fantastic investment property for such a great rate.
It was my pleasure. Now we need to get you over to Encore Properties so they can help you find a well-qualified tenant.
Can't you help with that?
No, I specialize in helping you buy and sell property. Encore will help you with property management and will send you back to me when you're ready to sell.
Stick with your trusted real estate agent for buying and selling, but let Encore Properties do the hard work of finding your tenants and handling the day-to-day issues that being a landlord presents. Contact Encore and lock in the guaranteed flat rate management fee of $100 per month today. Visit encore-pm.com or call 919-324-3829.
Arise, the Urology Clinic for Men, provides a complete solution to men's health. Located in Cary, the board-certified urologists at Arise have decades of experience specializing in men's health. Visit arisetheclinicformen.com to find out about core wave therapy. Arise is the first practice in North Carolina to offer this advanced treatment. You can also read testimonials and a blog about men's health. Call 919-964-3750 or visit arisetheclinicformen.com for more information.
Welcome into Hawks at the Half, presented by your Golden Hawks seniors. It's time to break down the first half. We'll take a look around the triangle with scores from tonight's matchups. Let's head back inside the broadcast booth with the voice of the Golden Hawks, Adam Moore.
Thank you very much as we welcome you into Hawks at the Half, presented by your 2020 Golden Hawks seniors. The parents of the Holly Springs 2020 graduating class would like to wish all of the Golden Hawks seniors an exciting, fun-filled, winning final season here in the Hawks Nest. It's almost time to spread your wings and soar, but this is your moment. Enjoy. As we welcome you into Hawks at the Half here at Garner High School. Holly Springs and Garner are in a battle. The Hawks up 7-0 after a great back-and-forth first half. That was low scoring, but a lot of good football. Adam Moore here with Rand Northrum. And Rand, that was just what we expected from two of the high-powered hitters in the Southern Wake Conference.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's exactly what Holly Springs needed to do. I mean, we talked about Holly Springs playing with a target on their back so far this season. This is the first – I mean, obviously the first SWAC test, but I think it's the first really true test. Ed was mentioning in the pregame. Green Hope was a test, but nothing like what Garner has been. Garner's down this year. Garner's been susceptible to some injuries and things like that, but this is your first test, and I think offense wins games, defense wins championships. It's the old mantra. The defense is winning this game. Holly Springs football just tweeted out, the defense is phenom tonight, and I think that says it exactly. Almost didn't catch quite the break there at the end. I'm still not convinced, but all in all, the defense is controlling this game exactly the way it needs to.
A lot going back and forth. You're right. The defense gets the first half MVP. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll talk about some of the big-time plays from that half, and including some potential candidates for the plays of the game and more. Hawks at the Half, presented by your Golden Hawk seniors, continues right after this on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network.
The parents of the Holly Springs 2020 graduating class would like to wish all the Golden Hawk seniors an exciting, fun-filled, winning final season here in the Hawks Nest. It's almost time to spread your wings and soar, but this is your moment. Enjoy.
The harsh reality of owning a pet is that, just like every living thing, that life which is so precious to you will come to an end, and you want to give your loved one the care and respect they deserve. Campana is a pet cremation company that provides a modern, sustainable, and respectful means of taking care of your companion. Campana is also committed to ongoing benefits for the community. For each family who chooses to have Campana handle the private cremation of their pet, they will donate toward the adoption fee of an older cat or dog. For more information and to see a comprehensive cost estimation, visit campana.com. That's C-O-M.
Back at Garner High School, where the Holly Springs Hawks lead the Trojans 7-0. Hawks at the Half, presented by your 2020 Golden Hawks seniors, continues. And now it's time for some of the plays of the first half, presented by the Script Shack of Holly Springs, home to the fattest fish sandwich around. They're open for lunch and dinner, and they've got something for everyone from the sea or land. Search for Script Shack Holly Springs on Facebook for a menu and directions. And now let's look back a bit. Adam Moore here with Rand Northrum. Rand, at some of the first half plays that could be candidates for not only play the game, but lead us to our players of the game. Who are you thinking about?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that that first play, of course, it's easier to kind of wipe them off as the night goes on, but we saw that halfback pass by Combs to Waskey, 22-yard pass, really kind of opened up the offense, and we were talking about run, and then all of a sudden, no, we don't see it wasn't Wills that throws the first pass, but Combs, and so I think that was a really exciting one. And then right back on the other side, Shane Perry put a big hit on McLean there, or on the running back, actually, Alston, to put a big defensive stand, and it's been, as we've been talking about, all defense here tonight.
Two of the names that we've said quite a bit this season. I'm sure we'll say more as they go on. Combs has the only touchdown of the night. I believe it's a 73-yard run for a touchdown. That's the only score, 7-0. Holly Springs leads. We'll be back next to talk about some of the other players as well as some scores from around the Southwick Conference after this. As you stay with us, Hawks at the Half, presented by your 2020 Golden Hawk Seniors, continues right after this on the Hawk R3 Sports Network.
Do you own rental property, or have you struggled to sell your home and are interested in generating cash flow? Contact Encore Properties. They manage single-family and multi-unit homes as well as commercial properties for a flat monthly rate. They also offer a referral program to all licensed realtors, so you can trust that your clients will always be sent back to you for sales. Let Encore Properties remove the stress of being a landlord. Visit encore-pm.com today.
Arise, the Urology Clinic for Men, provides a complete solution to men's health. Located in Cary, the board-certified urologists at Arise have decades of experience specializing in men's health. Visit arisetheclinicformen.com to find out about Core Wave Therapy. Arise is the first practice in North Carolina to offer this advanced treatment. You can also read testimonials and a blog about men's health. Call 919-964-3750 or visit arisetheclinicformen.com for more information.
The parents of the Holly Springs 2020 graduating class would like to wish all the Golden Hawks seniors an exciting, fun-filled, winning final season here in the Hawks Nest. It's almost time to spread your wings and soar, but this is your moment. Enjoy.
Back at Garner High School, where the Hawks of Holly Springs lead the Trojans 7-0 at halftime. Derek Combs with a 73-yard touchdown run to put the Hawks up on the board. A reminder that halftime at Hawks at the Half is presented by not only your 2020 Golden Hawk seniors, but Campania is a pet cremation company that provides a modern, sustainable, and respectful means of taking care of your companions. And Campania will even come to you. Visit Campania.com. That's COMPANAH.com for more information and to see a comprehensive cost estimation. Adam Moore here with Rand Northrum as we turn our attention, Rand, to the rest of the triangle. A lot of other scores going on, a lot of other games going on out there, including some that we've been watching in the Southwick 4A Conference. What have you found out there?
Yeah, well, I'm going to start with this one that I just found. Believe it or not, it's 6-5.
Oh,
Green Hope is leading Panther Creek.
It's not baseball season yet.
I don't know how they got to that, but 6-5 at halftime right now. In conference, though, Middle Creek on top of Apex, 27-3. No surprise there. Those are actually two unbeaten or winless teams right now. After Apex fell to Fuquay Arena last week, Middle Creek fell to Apex Friendship. So it looks like Middle Creek will get its first win in conference play. Apex Friendship, again, unbeaten, 1-0, just one win against Middle Creek last week. Friendship on top of South Garner, 21-0. Both of those games probably at halftime, they said second quarter, and then Fuquay Arena's on the bye this week. Cardinal Gibbons is up 35-13 against Heritage right now in the second quarter. Still no score, at least posted on High School OT scores for Cary Riverside. And then Hillside is trailing Jordan right now 6-0 in the first quarter.
A lot of exciting games going on. We'll take one more break, come back, and update the keys of the game as we get you ready for the second half from Garner. Hawks at the Half, presented by your Golden Hawk seniors, continues right after this. Stay with us on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network.
Thank you so much for helping me find this fantastic investment property for such a great rate.
It was my pleasure. Now we need to get you over to Encore Properties so they can help you find a well-qualified tenant.
Can't you help with that?
No, I specialize in helping you buy and sell property. Encore will help you with property management and will send you back to me when you're ready to sell.
Stick with your trusted real estate agent for buying and selling, but let Encore Properties do the hard work of finding your tenants and handling the day-to-day issues that being a landlord presents. Contact Encore and lock in the guaranteed flat rate management fee of $100 per month today. Visit encore-pm.com or call 919-324-3829.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Don't hassle with deciding where to go to shop for the best fit for you. Kent Honeycutt is your answer for all your automotive purchase needs. He can find you any vehicle in the Triangle, including at his home base of Crossroads Ford in Fuquay Arena. You want a vehicle that fits your needs? Sedan, small SUV, pickup truck, you name it. Kent Honeycutt will get you in it. Contact Kent today, 919-412-1016, or Kent Honeycutt at crossroadscars.com. The parents of the Holly Springs 2020 graduating class would like to wish all the Golden Hawks seniors an exciting, fun-filled, winning final season here in the Hawks Nest. It's almost time to spread your wings and soar, but this is your moment. Enjoy.
Back at Garner High School as Hawks at the Half, presented by your 2020 Golden Hawks seniors, wraps up. A reminder, the parents of the Holly Springs 2020 graduating class would like to wish all of the Golden Hawks seniors an exciting, fun-filled, winning final season here in the Hawks Nest. It's almost time to spread your wings and soar, but this is your moment. Enjoy. Adam Moore ran Northrum back here at Trojans Stadium on the campus of Garner High School. 7-0 the score. Holly Springs with the lead. It's been a pretty dirty game back and forth, and I don't mean dirty penalty-wise, although there have been penalties, which we'll get to.
That's right.
But it has just been a lot played in between the 20s. Neither team been able to make it into the red zone yet. The Hawks come the closest, getting down to the 22. But it's a low-scoring game between two good football teams. So you throw the records out really here because it looks like Garner's playing well above that 1-4 mark they're sporting.
Yeah, exactly. And Garner's coming off the bye from a week ago. They got the first SWAC bye. It's a different-looking SWAC this year with the addition of South Garner. I think we're going to see that over the next few years, at least the next 2 years, 3 years, whatever they do when Willow Spring comes into play as well. That's where Fuquay is right now. Fuquay is in the home of Willow Spring. As Fuquay got torn down, they'll rebuild Fuquay, and then Willow Spring will do exactly what South Garner was doing. They'll build up, and they'll have to build up a couple years until they can field a team. So we're going to see another different kind of SWAC. But because of the odd number of teams this year, only 6 of the teams are active. That 7th team gets the bye. That was Garner last week. And so, yeah, I mean, you take that 1-4 and completely wipe it out. However, I think we're seeing Garner really continue to look at how they've looked in that 1-4 schedule. I haven't seen anything that's been so special so far. You've got to be careful and not let Garner come up on you here. But as we were talking in the first, I think looking at the conditioning, looking at the how that defensive linebacker core can continue to stay in it this long, especially since it's been the Holly Springs defense that's been so strong. I think that'll be the question mark tonight.
That's one of the things we're going to watch out for. On offense for Garner, Nolan McLean playing his first game of the season after being abroad for baseball. He's come back. His first quarter was a bit shaky, a lot of errant passes. He's kind of dialed things in here in the second half. Look for him in the third quarter. He could be somebody to really stretch his Holly Springs secondary.
And that last touchdown, no touchdown at the end of the first half, I mean, look how he connected. And, again, the timing was off for the Holly Springs defense. I think the secondary needs to keep their eyes out on that. If there's that kind of situation again, you can't hope that the officials are going to make that mistake again. It should probably be a 7-7 game right now, unfortunately. But you've really got to get that coverage because you're right. McLean's got the arm. A baseball player as well. We see baseball players transition and play football quite well, especially quarterbacks, and that's what we're seeing from McLean tonight. And so you got to watch out for him. And, again, close ball games, you cannot give up the big plays. Those are the ones that kill you late in the contest, and that's exactly what Holly Springs has got to watch out for tonight. But good to see that the Hawks are going to get the ball here in the second half.
That's right. The one big play they gave up was that last play of the first half, a 44-yard pass from McLean, but they needed 45 and ran out of time. So you just kind of chalk that one up. I'm sure it was discussed, though, at the halftime huddle by Coach Firth. 7-0. He'll certainly be happy with the lead but the way his defense has played, you'd be expecting more here in the second half.
Want to give a quick shout out to Wyatt, our camera operator. He's also running our producer role tonight. He has done an excellent job to get us on the air here tonight.
Absolutely. We appreciate all the help as well. Ed Kunis jumps on that football, smothering it just across the 40-yard line. Hawks are going to take over with decent field position, the 42, as Brock Wills comes back out to lead the Hawk offense.
I don't know if Garner has the leg to kick it deep on the kickoff. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but, yeah, I wouldn't kick it to Waskey or Combs either. Let's give it to the front line. Give a shorter field, but you might end up with this field or worse if you kick it deep.
Tight formation. Going up the middle to Waskey, and he's going to get across the 45 to the 47. Good gain of 5 on first down.
And, again, that's one of the looks that Waskey got late in the game last week, and I think that's really good for him to get those looks against South Garner. Now he came into that carry a little bit more confident and really got a good push, a 5-yard gain off of that first carry there for the first of the second half.
Let's see if this Hawk offensive line can come out and set the tone. They really didn't get a good job to do that in the first half. Waskey again. Oh, fumble, missed handoff. Jumped on by Garner. That's going back the other way. Joshua Nikolic jumps on the loose ball. The senior recovers, and that's the second turnover of the night for the Hawks.
Nikolic with he's the second leading tackler on this Gardner Trojan team, so not surprised at all that he was there to make the play. But you could see as Wills and Waskey came off the field, they were talking back and forth as to that was just miscommunication, and that's exactly what happened last week between Wills and Combs. And you could see that Combs didn't expect to keep that ball because he didn't turn around and jump on it. Same thing for Waskey there. He thought Wills was pulling that out of his gut.
They have to put that one on the quarterback, but either way, the Trojans coming out. Fake pitch, McLean, he's going to look for a shot. He wants it all. He's got his man, Horton, on the outside. Great job by Horton, and a little bit of pass interference. Did he catch that and one? Yes, he did. They're going to give it to him. Catch inside the 10-yard line, plus the foul is going to put it inside the 5 as the Trojans are inside the red zone.
Waldron did everything he could there. That was just the receiver beating him. That was the receiver doing a great job to see the ball, pull it in cleanly. But Waldron, again, aside from just shoving him out of bounds, that's all he could do to try to make something out of that play.
And there's the call, pass interference on the defense. Horton, the 6'3", 185 senior, already has a lot of height on the outside, was able to climb the ladder there and make the catch through contact. As, again, the Trojans quickly out with a big-time shot, and they're inside the red zone. Ball actually going to be bound on the 8-yard line.
Holly Springs has got to stand up here. This is where you've got to really pull up your big boy pants, as they say, and see what you can do after McLean making something out of this one. You cannot sleep on the Garner Trojans here as they're taking some time to march this one off and see exactly what needs to happen. But you cannot sleep on the Garner Trojans. You can't say, all right, we won the first half. Let's coast here. 7-0 is not enough of a lead.
It's certainly not going to be. Both of these teams are capable of putting up high amounts of points. Let's see what it is. Officials going over to the Garner sideline to provide an explanation. We try and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, this is an extremely low-scoring game for both of these teams so far. Holly Springs overall averaging 41 points per game this season. Garner averaging 26 points per game. Kind of can't talk just conference as there's only one game under the belt, and we've kind of got two phases of conference this year. Kind of, I thought I heard personal foul. Sorry, I was trying to listen more for that, but again, very low scoring so far. I would not be surprised if we see most of the scoring now really wake up and open up here in the second half.
Trojans hustling up to the line as they've done a couple of times. Quick snap, Alston over the left-hand side. Read well by Holly Springs, but he's still able to get a couple of yards down to about the 6.
And one of the Garner players actually ripping his helmet off. You got to be careful with that. I'm not sure if it was already coming off to begin with, but you take your helmet off and you're coming out of play. Looks like we don't actually – I don't have a name for him, number 44, but you got to be careful with that. That can – talking about penalties really ruining drives here tonight.
Garner, their most successful drive of the night, probably late in the first half, was torpedoed by several penalties to themselves, dropped them back to a 3rd and 30 opportunity. Now they've got a chance inside the red zone. 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Fake to Alston McLean. He's thrown it to the outside. A great job breaking up the pass on the outside, and a late flag comes in. Looked like Joe Yanetta out there making a play.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That flag came in quite late.
And from the backside.
Yeah. That's going to hurt, obviously, but that looked like a decision that was, man.
And that will make a new 1st and goal. And they'll call that from the 3-yard line.
Looks like they're not going to give the automatic first, so that at least saves
the down at least. So 2nd and goal from the 3. Hawks going to have to buck up here. Full house backfield. Alston goes up the middle, and he's in for the touchdown. So Derek Alston goes up the middle, gets a touchdown, and the Trojans are an extra point away from tying this one up.
Ed Kunis actually came up with the ball at the end of that. I think they're going to say that it broke the plane before he lost the ball, but you could see a little bit of movement there after the whistle blew that Holly Springs was going after the ball. So I think they thought they came up with it. But, again, without any kind of review here on the high school level, that's going to be it.
Unfortunately, that is true. PAT is up, almost blocked, but it does get missed. Oh, wow, that falls out to the right-hand side. I think that somebody got in the backfield and got a piece of that, and that got pushed just wide. So we are now 7-6. Hawks with the lead, about to get the ball back.
Every point counts in this one. We talked about the field goal early in the game for Sowers. PAT certainly is critical in this one. 1-point game now. If the offense can get things going again, especially if both offenses get things going, 1 point can really play a big factor late in the contest.
So with 10:15 left in the third quarter, I can't even talk right now. The Hawks are going to get the ball back, and they're going to have to try and turn things around. Wills fumbled it on a missed exchange, and that led to the Garner touchdown. It was a big toss from McLean down to Horton on the left-hand side, and a couple of penalties gave them a bit more of an opportunity to punch it in, and then they finally are able to punch it in, and again, 7-6 is where we stand now.
Yeah, you can tell, obviously, the team's not used to TV games here. We don't see a lot of TV games where there are these commercial timeouts, but that's going on tonight, so it gives you a little extra timeout, a little bit more time to talk with your team, but it can kind of slow down momentum a little bit, too, if you're not used to it. So we'll see if that plays any kind of factor. There haven't been long breaks here tonight, but you could see Garner, they came out, they set up, they went back, talked things over, and now both teams are back out ready to go.
In that situation, you'd think if anybody, it would have helped the Hawks.
Right.
Give them a chance to just catch their breath and regroup. You've got to have a good plan here on the offensive side of the ball as you come out. You know Coach Firth not happy about letting that touchdown up. Ball on the tee. This one, another one squibbed right up the middle. Oh, it bounces. It's all over the place. It's a scram. Who has it? Holly Springs is pretty confident that they have it. Hawks have got to do a better job of securing the football. They do have it. Unsure who came up with that. Looked like Isaac Thomas had it. John Friello had a shot at it and let it bounce in front of him, and that's where things can get tricky when you get the ball spinning like that.
Yeah, it kind of bounced off a face mask. It took a weird high hop, and he just couldn't see that in cleanly, but a great job by Isaac Thomas to come up and really notice that and pull it in and save what could be just a devastating turnover.
So 1st and 10 for the Hawks on the 35-yard line. They've got the jumbo pack in. Goes to the up man. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Gets about a yard on that one.
Again, got to be real safe with ball control there. Good job, clean from Wills to the up man.
David Ortega, it looked like, was able to get that carry coming out of the pile. Give him a yard, the fullback carry. Not used as much as it was back in the day, but still effective at times, the fullback position. Going back with the jumbo set again. Crowds on both sides really starting to get into this one. Combs gets the pitch onto the outside. Trojans ready for him. He gets out to the 39-yard line before he's finally brought down. Another good stop. Tyler Peacock done a very good job defensively from the outside linebacker position for the Trojans tonight.
And quickly here, Holly Springs is at third down. They've got to get a first down here and not let Garner really take the momentum back in this ball game. Again, Holly Springs owned the first half. I mean, it was all Golden Hawks, and it was all defensive Golden Hawks. You've got to find a way to get your offense really firing again like they were in the first half and get some more points up on the board. But
And they got a wasted timeout. Confusion between the play call and the sophomore quarterback, so that is one that I'm sure Coach Firth will not enjoy having to call. Hopefully he doesn't have to rue this coming back later in the second half. We're only 8:54 to go in the third quarter, but ran out of time right there, and miscommunication, not being able to get the play in.
And Ed Perry, who's going to be joining us pregame and postgame, appreciate his insights in the games. He's going to be with you for the rest of the season here, pregame and postgame. He talked a lot about that last week in our South Garner broadcast, that that's something that has just been killer. And again, with the 40-second play clock, we're not talking about the 25-second play clock anymore. You've got that out of timeouts and things like that. But with the 40-second play clock, you should really have that time to get to the line, and Holly Springs just hasn't as much as they should be here this season so far. So they've got to get better with that.
Jumbo package on third down again. Combs goes up the middle. He's hitting the backfield. He spins it to the outside. He's going to have to make some moves. Unable to do so. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Was hit immediately by Joshua Nikolic, and then a host of Trojans able to take him down right at the line of scrimmage for a fourth down. Oh, there's a late flag. It's an unsportsmanlike. Which sign is this on? Both players were pushing.
Garner is pointing to Holly Springs, but the back judge was certainly standing in the huddle of Trojans. Could be offsetting, I don't know, but going back to that play for Combs, I don't think there's many players other than Combs, maybe Waskey, that I would say, hey, start climbing uphill as you try to get away from the defenders. Amazing that Combs was able to do that and still making positive play out of that. Ooh.
And that is just on Holly Springs. That's what I believe the third unsportsmanlike they've called.
Holly Springs has really got to start playing smart here. Heady football and clean things up, because you do not want to get yourself taken out of this game by calls like that.
Penalties got to be climbing up towards 100 yards on the night, and we are only 3.5 minutes into the third quarter. This is going to be another punt deep from Holly Springs territory. Sauer is going to be standing his heels on his 12-yard line. Needs to get away another good one. He's been pretty good tonight. This one's going to have some good distance. No fair catch called for. Got to get to the outside. That edge is set. He's going to be cornering around to the inside, taken down inside the 35-yard line. Jackson Mitchell with a great punt return. And just like that, Garner's back in it with the mojo.
This is, when the pendulum swings, you can really start to feel it, and that's what we're feeling a little bit here tonight. I don't think Holly Springs is by any means out of this. Obviously still with the lead 7-6, but you got to find a way to stop the bleeding here and then get yourself back into this contest and start owning it again after you owned it so much in the first half.
McLean in the shotgun. Hand off to Alston. He's read immediately. Almost a fumble. Oh, great job to hold on to it right there. Sam Dorsey had him eaten up from the start of that play.
That is absolutely one way to do it. They're going to say on the near side he was marking him as a loss of almost 10 at first, but they're going to say it's only a loss of 3.
Wow.
Great job there by Dorsey to get in the backfield.
guess they call him the forward progress, didn't reestablish himself. Alston was very close to fumbling right there. You have to give him some credit just to hold on to it. Fake pitch to the outside. They're looking for Horton on the outside. He's got it, and that's going to be a catch. Gain up to about the 17-yard line. It's going to be still short of the first down. It's going to make it 3rd and about 4.
Going back to that last play, you're exactly right. That could have been the tide-turning play that Holly Springs needed there. It was amazing that Alston was able to hold it kind of on his hip there for a little bit, but good ball control by him to keep this drive alive. Trojans hustle up. They're going quick. Going to Alston. He's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1. That's going to be a 4th and 2 for the Trojans. Huge set of downs here for Holly Springs. The defense really stood up here and made some critical stops. Shane Perry in there, a couple others. Andrew Phillips coming off of the pile. Looks like the Trojans also going to keep the offense on the field. Yeah, this would be, let's see, 42-yard kick or so. I think that's a little bit outside the range. It's 4th and 4. Let's see if they try to jump off sides or draw them off. Got to stay smart on the line. Fake pitch going to Horton on the outside. Overthrown. That's a turnover on downs. Hawks defense makes a big-time stand. Several big-time plays, and the offense is going to get the ball back. And look at big Sam Doristy, who started that play off, that set of downs off so strong, coming off with his arm up in the air. That leadership of the senior there, 5'11", 292 senior, doing his part and then keeping the energy up as he comes off the field now to try to bleed that energy into the offense as well. So Hawks take over, 6:25 left in the third quarter with the lead, 7-6. See if they can get anything better on this offensive drive with a little bit of momentum built up from the defense yet again tonight. That's been the story so far. Morgan motions across the front. Combs powers across, gain of about 2 on the play. I'll tell you what, the center, Connor Sauls, made that real easy for Brock Wills as he kind of actually snapped it off to the left hip of Wills, which is exactly where Combs was. So it went right into the gut of Combs. That worked well and got a few, so staying on schedule right now. I think being on schedule these next few plays here, trying to get the chains moving a couple times. Again, keep that pendulum shifting back into your favor here and get back in control of this game. 2 to the near side, 10 on the play clock. Quick handoff to Combs. Trojans ready for it, but he's still able to fight forward across the 30 to the 32, a gain of about 3 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4. So another big-time down coming up for the Hawks offense. We talked last week a lot about how Combs just continues to churn those legs. I think against South Garner with a smaller in-stature team, no seniors, just not a lot of experience on that team. I think that we couldn't really see what that really does. That play right there showed what those churning legs of Combs can do for that offensive drive. Bit of confusion in the secondary. Waski gets going around the outside. He's going to make a man miss. He made 1. Unable to make 2, though. He stopped short. Another great play by Peacock on the outside. That play just took too long to develop as Waski only gets back to the line of scrimmage. Good job by Waski trying to reach the ball out, trying to get a couple extra yards. But like you said, nowhere close to getting the first down there. And a quick 3-and-out series for these Holly Springs Golden Hawks are going to have to find a way just to get that offense going again. Sauer's going to punt again. Mitchell standing back at his 40-yard line. Last return for him was nearly 35 yards. Set up great field position for the Trojans. See if Sauers can pin him deep. Another low snap. Good punt. This one hangs up, a little bit of wind, pushing it outside. That's going to go out of bounds. They're going to call it at the 43-yard line as the Trojans will then have the ball from there. And Sauers has been dealing with a number of different issues tonight as far as the snap being high, low, whatever it may be. And you could really feel that gust of wind kind of pick up there late, right before that snap went off too. So I think he did a good job considering all the elements that were there. A reminder, Holly Springs High School football on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network is presented by Encore Properties. That's our presenting sponsor here. Offers property management services for a flat monthly rate of $100. Visit encore-pm.com
encoreproperties.com or call 919-324-3829 for more information, again, at Encore Properties. We thank them for their support and you for listening in on the R3 Sports Network here as the Golden Hawks trying to remain undefeated on the season and vault themselves to the top of the South Wake 4A Conference. They lead 7-6 over Garner with 4:18 left in the third quarter.
I want to give a little tease for next week's programming. I'm sorry you won't be with us, Adam, but we're going to do our first ever simulcast on the R3 Sports Network. If you are a Golden Hawks fan, you can continue to watch on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network. The Fuquay Arena Bengal fans will watch on the Bengal R3 Sports Network. You'll hear all the same voices regardless of which one you watch, but you'll see all of your colors and your programming on the network that you choose. So that'll be next week at Holly Springs.
Adam Moore and Red Northrum here with you from Garner High School as the Trojans have the ball on the 43-yard line. McLean hands it off to Alston up the middle. He's ran into by a couple of Hawks. He does get out across the 45 before he's brought down. Looks like they're going to give him, all the way to the 47. So a 5-yard run on first down for Alston.
Well, we mentioned Jacob Scannell came off holding his wrist or his arm in the first half. He's coming off the field right now doing the same thing. So wonder if that's a recurring injury he's dealing with.
Quick out to Horton. He's wide open. He's able to make one man miss. Perry forces him outside. Another late foul. Goodness gracious. Flags coming in well behind the whistle all night.
And Waldron actually came up clapping on that one. I think he – it looks like they're
officials
counting.
Is there 12 on the field? I think there are 12 on the field.
They're going to wave it off.
Springs.
The White Hats picking it up.
Wow.
Huh. I feel like I'm coming up with 12 too.
I thought I was. Must be guys moving around. Either way, first down Trojans on the 40-yard line. McLean in the shotgun. Quick pressure by Stroop. Kuhn is also in there, and he's taken down.
Ed Kuhn is getting that initial pressure back there to force him up in the pocket and allow the rest of that defense to come in and make the tackle.
Looked like Shane Perry's the one who finally brought him down. Great job by Kunis, though. He's been a disruptor all night on the pass rush. And that's a big loss right there. Loss of 4 on the play. 2nd and 14 back at the 44-yard line. Quick out to Horton. He's been the target all night. He makes one miss, but the rest of the Hawks get there and bring him down at the original line of scrimmage. Good job swarming to the football by the Golden Hawks.
Defense with a chance here. 3rd down and 9. This is the opportunity to stand up as, again, Garner has been really pushing and pushing hard here the last few series. But right now, got to stand up, got to get a stop here, get the ball back into the hands of your offense that, once again, kind of stalled a little bit on a 3-and-out last time out.
Defense has been the MVP of the game so far. We'll see if they can continue it up. 2:25 and counting in the third quarter, 7-6. Hawks lead over the Trojans. McLean moves Austin to his right. It didn't get the playoff, I believe. I believe that's a delay of game. Back judge has made several calls tonight. And that is going to be a delay of game. So another mistake, that one by the senior quarterback, makes it from 3rd and 14 to 3rd and 19.
I'm just so shocked to see this happening to Garner here this season. You mentioned senior quarterback, Davion Dunn, who filled in the first few games, also a senior. Derek Alston, a senior. Russell Sanders, who's been playing as a senior. Andre Henry's a senior. Horton's a senior. Jackson Mitchell's a senior. I mean, that's to be in the position they are. I'm so surprised by this Garner squad right now.
Hawks got to watch out for Horton on the far side. They've got him double covered. McLean looking for him. Pressure. He's going deep across the middle. Short. Good job. Waldrop was there, but the ball was short anyway, and Horton was the target. 4th and 14. Good stand by the Hawks defense.
Not sure if it was Zion Watson who was lined up, I think, yeah, as he's running off now. Really lucky that he did not he was lined up over the ball, but lucky that the line judge on the near side didn't call him for that, because could have called him for the offsides, which would have given him a free play there.
We're going to see one of the few punts from Garner. Let's see if Jarrett Combs can return it. This one is going to go towards the end zone. Oh, and it checks up. Great punt. That's going to go out at about the 9-yard line. McLean can do it all. That was easily his best of the night. And the Hawks offense, which has done nothing in the second half, takes the field backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost.
Yeah, McLean flipping the field there. He did a great job in the first half, very first punt of the night. Did something very similar. And a couple of punts into the end zone since then, but another one that, again, flips the field. And we saw Holly Springs at the end of the first half have some trouble in this situation. So we got to see what the offense can do and not let Garner really get some good field position if they get the ball back here quickly.
Wills fakes the end around. It goes to Combs up the middle. He's able to get a little bit of breathing room across the 10 to about the 12. Call it a gain of 2.
I'm so surprised by seeing that he's not getting more than that. It looks like Combs is getting 2 or 3 more yards beyond what he ends up getting, but that defensive line is just getting that initial push and pushing Holly Springs back right now. That's what's keeping the offense of Holly Springs on their heels a little bit.
Morgan motions across the front. Quick pass to the outside, Gruden, but that's short-armed. It would have been complete would have been a first down if it were complete. Instead, that brings up a tough 3rd and 8. Again, back on the 12-yard line.
Nice bang-bang play there by Wills, kind of throwing through some tree arms, if you will, but did one hop it there over the near side. Again, showing the strength, the arms of Adam Gruden just to be able to pick that up off the hop, but would have been nice to see that completion.
Big-time play right here. 3rd and 8. Offense is gone. 2 straight 3-and-outs following the fumble to start the half. Waskey gets it on the end around. He's going to have a chance to break through. Here we go. It's a foot race. Here we go. Dylan Waskey's chasing. He's trying to make one cut, and he's finally brought down at the 37-yard line.
Huge run by Waskey, and we have not seen his number get called for the last few plays. Not many end-arounds, and that's exactly when to call it. Kind of let him just sit back there. It's not working for a little while. Let him sit back, let the defense forget about those plays for a little while. Then he's able to break out a big one. That was a key moment for that big play there.
50 yards on the ground for Waskey, and that completely flips the field, and you can just feel the weight lifted off of this sideline. 1st and 10 now for the Golden Hawks. Going to Combs right in the middle. No, it's a play-action fake. Wills has got it out to Combs on the outside. He's got a man to run over. Oh, and he absolutely trucks Noah Hines out of bounds inside the 20. Hawks are in the red zone, and we're cooking with gas.
What a hit by Combs as he lowers his shoulder and takes it to that defender. Had he had a yard or 2 more inside the boundary there, he would have been able to truck through that defender and continue on to the end zone.
Great run by Derek Combs. Another first down for the Hawks. Again, inside the red zone, 18-yard line. We'll see what they draw up here. Clock running, 48 seconds in the 3rd quarter to go. Waskey gets it around going the outside. This time it's read well. And guess who? Goodness gracious, Tyler Peacock having a monster night for the Garner Trojans.
Exactly as promised. Peacock, the senior leading tackler for the team, all over the place, all over the ball, no matter where it is on the field. He's doing exactly what we anticipated him doing here tonight, and gets another TFL again. That's at least his 2nd tonight, and he leads the team coming into this game with 10.
He's done a good job slowing down this rushing attack. Looks like Holly Springs may just hold on and take the 7-6 lead and field position into the 4th quarter. So we have 5 seconds left, and that is exactly what they're going to do. Big-time play, though. Dylan Waskey flips the field and has the Golden Hawks in a great position to move forward. fourth quarter and the exciting finish of this one coming up next. Stay with us here on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network from Garner High School.
Do you own rental property, or have you struggled to sell your home and are interested in generating cash flow? Contact Encore Properties. They manage single-family and multi-unit homes as well as commercial properties for a flat monthly rate. They also offer a referral program to all licensed realtors, so you can trust that your clients will always be sent back to you for sales. Let Encore Properties remove the stress of being a landlord. Visit encore-pm.com today.
Arise, the Urology Clinic for Men, provides a complete solution to men's health. Located in Cary, the board-certified urologists at Arise have decades of experience specializing in men's health. Visit arisetheclinicformen.com to find out about Core Wave Therapy. Arise is the first practice in North Carolina to offer this advanced treatment. You can also read testimonials and a blog about men's health. Call 919-964-3750 or visit arisetheclinicformen.com for more information.
Back at Garner High School for the start of the fourth quarter. We had one score there in the third. That was Derek Alston with a 3-yard plunge to get Garner on the board, but the PAT was partially blocked and missed. So it is a 7-6 score line with 12 minutes to go in regulation. Hawks were just backed up deep in their own territory, and then Dylan Waske on the end around 50 yards flips the field, and Derek Combs a 14-yard trucking run down the left-hand side, able to get the Hawks inside the red zone. That's where they'll have the ball now on the 19-yard line, 2nd and 11. Adam Moore and Rand Northam here with you from Trojan Stadium on the campus of Garner High School, and we've got a good one at the top of the South Wake 4A conference tonight.
Got to go back to about the 4-minute mark when Holly Springs was on defense, and it was Doristy who made a play in the backfield, and that series really seemed to turn the tides here again tonight as Holly Springs was down a little bit. Offense is building on that momentum now.
Second down run by Combs up the middle through the tackles. Gets down to about the 16-yard line. It's going to be a gain. We'll call it gain of, they're only going to give him 2 on that one. So it's going to be 3rd and about 7, maybe a short 8. Big time play right here. Wills wants the call. 25 seconds on the play clock.
That's just so deceiving, the push that the line is getting. And again, Holly Springs has got to be careful here with the time. You've already taken 1 timeout here in the second half. You can't burn another one because you're losing time on the clock.
Lined up with 7 to go on the play clock. Wills calls for it. It's Waske around on the outside. He's got some room. Excuse me, not Waske. That's John Friello. But he gets it just inside the 15, down to about the 14. Trojans were ready for that. It brings up 4th down. What's Coach Firth going to do here?
And that shows you just that extra turn of the dial that Waske's got, that he can use that wide side of the field a little bit more than Friello can. He did a great job to get on the outside, but Waske's just able to get a couple more yards on that one when they do the end around there and use it a little bit more successfully. 3 points doesn't do you a whole lot of help here.
Coach Firth going to take the timeout. There it is now. Again, just like you mentioned, Rand, that is already the 2nd timeout of the second half for the Hawks. So they only have 1 for the final 10:33. Obviously, this is a pivotal play call right here. Coach Firth trying to decide what to do, go for the field goal, which Sowers has already missed 1. He missed it from, I believe it was 38 earlier in the game. This one would be not quite as long. This would be a 31, 32-yarder, depending on exactly how it is. Inside the range, but he obviously wants to think about it. It looks like the offense is going to stay on the field, so you got to figure out what play you can draw up that's going to get you that about 5.5 yards to get to a first down.
3 forces Garner to have a touchdown rather than just a field goal to take the lead. Certainly gives you that, but if you leave your points out on the field, then that's the real question. Now, do you have the confidence in Sowers? Does Coach Firth have the confidence in Sowers to kick that one up? We'll see.
It's certainly a big-time call right here because this has been a successful drive, the only successful drive of the second half for Holly Springs, and it'd be a shame if they came up empty on this one.
It looks like the offense is going to get the call here. Play clock is running.
Gruden way out to the outside. Waske is in the slot. Tyler Griffin to the outside. Morgan, the tight end, shifting. Combs in the backfield as well. Will's looking. He's got Combs. Oh, my goodness. He stays on his feet. Oh, my goodness. Derek Combs was hit at the line of scrimmage on a, frankly, not great play call, but he got the first down because Derek Combs, a freak athlete, stayed on his feet and has the ball all the way down to the 6. Goodness gracious. First down, Holly Springs.
Talk about churning those feet and just being able to stay in that crouch position and continue to move forward. I mean, he didn't have anything beyond the first down. He got the first down, and that's it. And that's all because of the athleticism of Derek Combs.
First and goal for the Hawks. Will's scrambling around. He's got some room on the outside. Just throws one to the back of the end zone. Oh, Gruden already with a nice one-handed catch tonight. Almost brought that one down. Good job, though, by Wills to put it where only his man could get it. Live to fight another day.
Very smart play there by Wills. The clock had already run out multiple times there as the defense was back there joining him. And a great job to just dump that one away. Really did. He almost gave Gruden a chance to pull it down. I thought he was throwing way above anybody that could receive it, but Gruden definitely went for it and gave it a try.
Another slow play call getting in. Wills having to go all the way to the sideline and then run back. 10 seconds on the clock after just scrambling around in the backfield. He's going to have to hurry. They are set with 5 seconds on the clock. Gets it off. Combs going up the middle. Is able to push the pile a little bit. Is he in? He is! What a powerful run. Derek Combs carrying the pile. That's 6 yards into pay dirt. Touchdown, Holly Springs. Touchdown, Derek Combs.
Derek Combs certainly making it difficult for us not to give him another Offensive Player of the Game award presented by Campana tonight, as he has just this series alone, again, shown that athleticism and put together some great plays here.
And the Hawks going to be going for 2 here.
I like that.
Every coach has a chart on the sideline. Tells you when to go for 2, when not to.
Very offsets line.
Combs makes one man miss, makes 2. Stood up. Did he reach it far enough? No, he did not. Didn't get in. Good stop by the Trojans. So as we sit right now with 10-12 left in the game, or at least in regulation, Holly Springs leads 13-6.
Talk about just missing by an inch or two there. Combs really pushed as hard as he could. Needed another big man behind him maybe to push that whole pile forward. But a good stand there by Garner on the goal line to not let that one get in there. You could certainly tell where they were going with that offset line to the right-hand side. But Combs missed 2, maybe 3 people in the backfield as far as would-be tacklers. Did everything he could, but just couldn't finish that one off quite there, but still a 7-point lead now for Holly Springs.
Reminder, don't let your investment property become a headache. Take the work out of it. Contact Encore Properties to receive professional property management services for a flat rate that includes quarterly inspection. Visit encore-pm.com or call 919-324-2829 for more information. Thank you for joining us, as always, on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network. Adam Moore and Rand Northrum with you here tonight. Again, to reset, 10-12 left in regulation time here at Garner Stadium, as the Golden Hawks have just gone ahead, or increased their lead, I should say, from 7-6 to 13-6. A big-time drive by the offense was able to see Combs get his second touchdown of the night, as really the first and only offensive drive of the second half that's been good for Holly Springs. able to come into pay dirt.
Exactly right. That's something that Holly Springs came out flat. Even their defense, you could see Garner really had the upper hand there for a little bit, but Holly Springs came out flat. That was energy there. The last couple defensive series have seen some energy, so that's great to see. But, oh, wow, nearly getting down to it again. Waldron all over the kicks here tonight, but this time just a little bit too far. That ball actually checked up and gave Waldron a chance at it.
So we will see the Trojans come back out and see if they can respond. They've been able to move the ball much more effectively in the second half. They have been able to finally get on the board, but also we've seen some of their discipline come off. They've started to have a lot of penalties that have pushed themselves out of a position to be successful.
I will say, if you're going to kick the ball out of bounds and try that kind of squib kick to the sideline, you've got to aim for at least the 30-yard line, unless it's an onside kick. Obviously, you're only going 10 yards if you're doing that. But if you kick it anywhere north of the 30-yard line, then you're giving them the ball on, wherever you kick it out +5. If you kick it deeper than that, you give it to them on the 35.
Alston with the handoff hit immediately. He's going to get a couple of yards, though. Good job. It looks like Ed Kuhn is getting back there in the first contact behind the line of scrimmage. But Alston able to get 2, maybe 3 yards on that one.
We were talking about Combs making it hard to not choose him tonight for offensive player of the game. Kunis is making it hard tonight to not be called out for the defensive player of the game presented by Campana, as he's been all over the ball. Shane Perry, though, making that an even more difficult decision to have to choose between multiple players.
Ed Kunis been in the backfield quite a bit tonight. Power formation lineup here for the Trojans. Fullback flanks out to the outside. Pitch out. This is going to be a new running back. He's going to be shoveling it back right and moving it all over the place. Everybody dumping their feet, chopping it all over. It looks like Andrew Vines able to get in, get a carry for about 4 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and long 3.
I'll tell you one thing that I think changed this game a lot here tonight. Alston is back, but Markel Royster, he's a sophomore. He got a ton of carries filling in for Alston, who was injured last week, and he actually went down with an injury in the second quarter. I was interested to see whether we were going to see him tonight, and I think we've gotten the answer tonight, and I think that changes a lot for Garner. I think they could have put a lot of more offense up tonight if they had Royster.
Alston, he's got a carry. He's got a hole. He's trucking players all the way down to the 30-yard line. That's a powerful run. That's the most powerful run we've seen all night, and now there is a player down for the Hawks.
And Alston just laid into DeAndre Partridge as he got into that defensive secondary there. Partridge got leveled deep into that one, got right back up, and that's good to see. Not sure, did you see
this
the
is
number?
Joey Annetta.
Oh,
it would
that
be
hurts.
a big-time loss for this Golden Hawk defense. He has made several good plays in the secondary, and I believe he was part of the Mack truck collision between Alston and a couple of Golden Hawk players, as he is down being attended to by both training staffs.
That's a really great explanation of that one, because you got to give all the credit to Alston there for putting that one to work. And Garner again rolling here a little bit, getting into the secondary with that carry, rolling a bit here on offense again, using their benefits. And they're stretching out a player. It might be Alston actually getting it from McLean. No, that is, let's see, for Garner, Joshua Nikolic, who's getting stretched out, which he's actually on the defense, so he might be playing both ways a little bit right now, getting some line play there.
One of the
for Garner
few
as well.
Downhill runs we've been able to see Garner pick up in the whole game. Really the only time Alston's been able to get free and across the line of scrimmage. And you can see the power that he's able to run with. It's good to see Netta sitting up at least. Looks like he's going to try and stand up, but he is holding that arm, shoulder stationary.
Yeah, that does not look good for Joey there.
Walking off very gingerly.
I don't know if that's an arm or a collarbone or or what, but hopefully nothing broken in there, because I don't think this Holly Springs defense can lose Joey Annetta right now and continue to be as dominant as they have been.
He's been a great player. He's had a very good night. We'll see what happens. But looks like head athletic trainer Molly Airy saying that he's done for the night. We'll see if it actually does come to fruition, but we certainly wish all the best to Joey Annetta. Game does continue, however. 1st and 10 for the Trojans on the 30-yard line. Another carry for Alston over the right tackle. This time it's Red. Much better. Ball comes out. Still out. Holly Springs says they have it, and they do. Way to turn the tide. A lot of players over there. Shane Perry, part of the group. Not sure who was able to come up with that one. Garner trying to go right back to the well with the exact same play, and the Hawks made them pay.
Yeah, I don't think even in the replay that we're going to be able to see who caused the fumble, who came up with the fumble. We'll give it to the whole defense, as it's been the defense that dominated the first half, the defense that's come up with big plays tonight, and that was a huge one right there as Garner was rolling down the field. Give that ball over to Joey Annetta, too, as he had to come out before that play.
First turnover of the game for Garner does stop a very good run. Waskey coming around the outside, Red immediately. Tyler Peacock yet again eating things up inside the backfield. A loss of 4 on the play.
Credit to the Holly Springs High School Athletics Twitter account saying that it was Tim Inman who came up out of the pile with the ball. So we'll give him the fumble recovery. And, again, credit the rest of the defense for fighting for that one and getting that ball stripped out of there.
Good job for Inman, who's had, by his standards, relatively quiet night on the defensive side of the ball, picking up a big-time turnover. 7:44 and counting to go in the fourth quarter. Holly Springs leads 13-6. 2nd and 14, pitch out to Combs. He's got a convoy out in front of him. Can he get through? Gets it almost all the way to the first down marker. Going to be very close.
You love having those blockers out there, but then sometimes you just need them to kind of clear a path so he can get through there. We saw that last week as Waskey got tied up with some players in the South Garner game and just tripped up what could have been a long touchdown run. Great job, though, by Combs to get downfield, and great job by those blockers to at least initially clear that path for him.
Gain of 13 on the toss, makes it 3rd and 1. Big-time 3rd down right here for the offense. Hawks need to try and convert this one. Combs going up the middle. He's got it and then some. Able to get across the 40 down to about the 45-yard line.
Nice hit by Terrence Chance coming out of the secondary. But when your secondary is coming in to having to make those tackles, that the offense on the other side is doing something that you're not so happy with.
Hawks starting to really churn things up here on the ground in the second half. Late third quarter, early fourth quarter, and continuing to now. 1st and 10, clock running. This will cross over 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Combs again up the middle. Here we go. Foot race. Derek Combs, he's at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Holly Springs. Touchdown, Derek Combs. Showtime gets his 3rd of the night, a 55-yard touchdown run. Hawks lead 19-6 with a PAT upcoming.
I think that should probably just about seal the deal for Combs getting Offensive Player of the Game here tonight. Combs has made some of those big plays, but again, credit your offensive line for creating that initial hole. Combs actually almost tripped. I think he tripped over the 35-yard line or so, but able to stay on his feet and just use that speed to not let any of that secondary catch up with him.
Ran through the Garner defense and the turf monster. Gruden gets the hold down. Kick is up and good. Score is now 20-6. Holly Springs up on top of Garner. 6:57 to go in regulation time.
Exactly what Holly Springs needed right there, as the defense did their part, came up with a big fumble recovery. Offense turns right around, waits for that play. It's almost like that running back just waiting for that hole to open up. The whole offense just waited, play after play. The hole opens up by the offensive line. Give big credit to Cameron Heline, Seth Phillips, Connor Sauls, Hunter Sauls, and Caleb Adkins, and any other players who might have been subbed in at the time. Of course, those are the starters right now for the offensive line. Huge credit to the offensive line for setting up Combs to be able to get that big run. He's got, 73 and 55 for his big runs tonight for touchdowns.
Combs certainly over 150 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground tonight for the Golden Hawks, just continuing to carry things and be a monster that he has been all season long. Again, earning every bit of recognition that he is receiving as they're starting to trickle towards the exits over there on the Trojan stands.
Not something you're used to seeing for the Garner Trojans. They're used to sticking around.
Fumbled and fallen upon on the 30-yard line. Garner doing a good job of just securing things, almost stopping the bleeding. Joshua Nikolic, they're able to secure things. And the Trojans going to come out trailing by 14. A missed 2-point conversion now. It could come back to haunt Coach Firth, as it would be a 15-point lead if they'd kicked the extra point. But I digress, as 6:54 to go. McLean comes out, see what he can do. Garner was able to move the ball on the last drive, but a fumble ended that near the red zone. Pressure coming in from the backside. Shane Perry able to bring him down. Big-time loss of about 7 on the play.
Shane Perry just all over it. You see that linebacker come in, come around back, and it's just like a cheetah hunting prey back there. Perry getting another sack on the night.
Fantastic outing. All of the linebackers have done very well. Ed Kunis, Tim Inman, Shane Perry, and Austin Stroop really doing a good job to contain this Garner offense. A loss of 6. McLean trying to get to the outside. Ball falls incomplete. He was going for Dunn over there. 3rd and 16 as things quickly starting to come off the rails for the Garner Trojans.
Exactly where Holly Springs wants to be right now. Only 1 timeout. I think that was something that we were a little worried about early in the 3rd quarter, having to burn some early timeouts. But now with a 20-6 lead, I think you're feeling a bit more comfortable about that.
3rd down play, more pressure. Flag comes in. It could be a holding. Pass is complete. Very nice catch on the outside. That's Mitchell, I believe, out at about the 35-yard line. Let's see what this flag is, though.
Yeah, certainly looked in the area of holding. It was the back judge who, or the umpire who threw it way downfield. But it certainly looked to be in the area of holding. Now, that was 3rd down. Do you give him the completed pass? I don't know about that.
Coach Firth wants to move him further back.
I think I would. I think I'd take the completion, because that would be 4th down and about 4 maybe, or 6, because they made the completion up to about the 35.
Well, so,
but that backs it up a whole lot more.
A 3rd and about 28 on the play. And we'll see what McLean can do. Pressure coming. He's going to launch one. A fastball to Horton, who's going to be stopped short at the 30-yard line. So now right around the original line of scrimmage. 4th and about 11 for the Trojans. Have to imagine that Coach Leach is going to keep his offense on the field.
Yeah, you got to go for it at this point, and good heads-up play by Coach Firth to say that Garner's going to go for it at this point, push them back that many yards, not give them the 4th and 5. That's why I'm up here, not down on the sidelines.
We'll see if you could be a coach on this play right here. McLean, he's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to be sacked. He may get across the line of scrimmage. Tim Inman, Shane Perry pair up to bring down the quarterback and turn it over on downs.
Huge stop there for the Holly Springs Golden Hawks to really not quite put a dagger into this one yet, but that certainly helps. You got a short field here. Get your offense to just ground and pound for a little bit now and run out the remainder of this clock. Head home with a 2-0 start in conference play.
5:23 to go in regulation. Hawks up by 14, a score of 20-6. Get the ball back inside Garner territory, easily the best starting field position of the night. Ball on the 39-yard line. Combs still in the game. Trojans loading up the box. Combs does get it, goes over right tackle, makes one man miss, almost sheds a second, able to pick up 2 or 3. Little jostling after the play. And after everything that's been called tonight, I'm a bit surprised nothing was called there.
That was exactly my thought, too, because there was a shove from both sides. Waskey was the first. And then on the other side for Garner Trojans, I believe that was McMillan who gave the second shove, but a good job by the line judge to just let that one go and make sure both sides are separated and let this contest just roll to a close here.
Clock running across 4:45 to go in regulation time. There's a gain of 2.5 on the play. Combs getting it again. He's going to break 3. He's going across. He's at the 10 and tackled inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Derek Combs has just put the team on his back all night long as he continues to be a bell cow. First and goal for the Golden Hawks now.
Excellent long run. You're exactly right. That just helps to seal the deal a little bit more. You've got first and goal now. It moves the play. That moves the you've got less yardage to work with now, so you're not ticking the clock off quite as much with those shorter runs. However, you punch this one in again, and the nail is officially in the coffin.
Absolutely. Combs standing out there. He's got his hands on his hips. He's certainly winded as he has had a huge night carrying the ball. Box loaded again. He's going to give it to him, trying to go for 4. He cuts left, stopped up the middle. He did fumble it late, but he fell right back on it. I think they called forward progress before that happened, though.
Combs has got to be at least working on 200 yards here tonight if he's not already there.
I would think that last carry may have topped him over it. As he comes out of the game now. Let's see if it's just a breather or if that's going to be the night for Derek Combs. 20 seconds on the play clock. Game clock inside 3:40 now as it continues to roll. Second and goal from the 7-yard line. Waskey, the running back. End around. It's Fraiello. He's going to go to the goal line. Touchdown, Holly Springs. John Fraiello takes the end around. 7 yards for the touchdown. And that should be all she wrote for this one. 26-6. Golden Hawks lead. 3:25 left in the fourth quarter.
Excellent contest here tonight. I think there's something that we'll talk about in the postgame, which is that slow phase, that lack of energy coming out of halftime, the corrections that Garner made, and how Holly Springs reacted to that. That's something that'll be of concern in games going forward. But then to be able to correct the lack of correction out of the halftime break and get to where they are right now at a 27-6 lead, and what will most undoubtedly be a W here tonight, I think that's saying a lot about this Holly Springs squad.
Great night for Holly Springs. A reminder, don't make buying your next vehicle a hassle. Contact Kent Honeycutt today. He can connect you with the right vehicle for you from anywhere in the Triangle. Contact Kent today, 919-412-1016 or kent.honeycutt@crossroadscars.com. So as we look to reset things right now, 3:25 left on the clock. After the successful PAT, it is now 27-6. Holly Springs on top of the Garner Trojans and well on their way to a 6-0 start, 2-0 inside the conference. Have to get an update on the Apex Friendship game in the post game, which is coming up, Golden Hawks post game show, and see if the Hawks are going to be alone at the top of the conference by the end of the night.
This also wins Garner for Holly Springs. Starting off with South Garner last week, of course, the new team in the SWAC, And beating Garner tonight, you own Garner by this win tonight.
I think Derek Combs has quite a few shares of that ownership after his performance tonight. Had a swift work last week, piling things up. Derek Combs, not a whole lot more you can say about this young man. Done a fantastic job in a very good game. This is going to look worse on the scoreboard than it really was. Garner has played very well. Still 3:20 to go, and they have a chance to get a little bit back. We do have Davion Dunn in at quarterback. Giving McLean the rest of the night off, it looks like. Dunn, high pass. Ooh, Horton popped in the back. Incomplete.
Nice hit there. Great timing coming in late on that one by, apologies.
A couple of new players out there.
Yeah, and 35 is not a number
Timeout. It looks like Horton's down on the near sideline. That would be a tough loss for the Trojans. He has been fantastic for them all night. I think 7 or 8 catches. A big one to start the second half that got Garner into goal-to-go position where they were able to punch it in for their first and only score of the night. Good to see him standing up. Trainers certainly want to talk to him, make sure he's okay. I see the trainer smiling and laughing a little bit. I think it's just a stinger. We hope that at least. And good to see him walking off under his own power.
Just got to say this is kind of remarkable to see Garner now starting at 1-5 on the season after this contest here tonight, 0-1 in the SWAC. They've got Middle Creek next week. Middle Creek is clearly down as well this season. And then South Garner. That's going to start to become a big rivalry game. I think that's a chance for Garner to obviously get a win there. You hate to pick on the teams that are down, but again, no senior class over at South Garner right now. They're just going through those steps of a new school. So that'll be the first real chance. And they're going to have back-to-back chances there. You get a win at South Garner. Probably get a win at Apex. Apex not looking very strong again this season as well. And then those last 2 games of the year, I mean, that could turn things around. You're on the road against Fuquay-Varina, who's down this year. You're on the road against Apex Friendship, who is actually up again this year, really turning some heads already. So it'll be interesting to see where Garner ends up at the end of the season.
Dunn drops back. He's getting pressured, scrambles out to the right-hand side, just chucks this one out of bounds. Another incredibly late flag and well thrown by the line judge.
He hit it right on spot, didn't he?
These officials are showing off their arms tonight, that's for sure.
Well, and I think they're going to call a block in the back or even one of those kind of roughing calls because of the hit that was laid on to Jacob Scannell. Glad to see him pop up and not come off the field as he has been multiple times tonight with whatever injury he's been dealing with. But it looked like it was on the side that he got hit. So not clearly a block in the back, but you're exactly right. The timing at which that flag came flying out was after the whistle even almost. So just interesting to see the time that he took on that one.
Very late as the officials work on it. Here's the call.
Oh.
Blindside block that is declined. An intentional grounding they called on Dunn. That ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Really?
So that will be accepted. And that'll push him back as well as a loss of down.
So that must have been, sorry, Adam, the angle that he threw the ball, that he must have thrown it out of bounds before it got to, because he threw, I mean, almost to the 50-yard line where the ball ended up landing. But it must have been so far out of bounds already. Interesting.
That's a tough situation for Garner. That makes it 3rd down and about 30 yards almost, as they have seen too many of these tonight to be in an opportunity to win. I think it's their third down and 20 or plus. Dunn throws a bullet over the middle. Great hit by the safety right there. DeAndre Partridge absolutely popping Russell Sanders, who did a fantastic job just to hold on to that ball.
Sanders coming up maybe second-guessing the catch that he made there, but made it cleanly. You're exactly right, and a nice one there, but a great pop by Partridge to make up for an earlier play. I know we were calling his name for a different reason earlier, but a good hit there on that long pass down by Dunn.
Strong safety, Partridge doing it very well. So 4th and 11 for the Trojans. Obviously have to go for it here. Dunn, he wants all of it. He's got a man behind the coverage and just overthrows the top of Kyle Herring, and that'll turn it over. Not a bad ball by Dunn there, though.
Beautifully thrown ball. Davion Dunn getting a number of starts here to start off the season. As we've been talking about it, Nolan McLean in South Korea with USA Baseball to start off the season. So Davion Dunn, not a stranger to the backfield, to the quarterback position, but getting some calls here tonight and really showing that strength that he had, but almost connected there with Kyle Herring. Nice throw downfield.
So 2:26 to go, up 27-6. The Golden Hawks take over on the Trojan 40-yard line. We'll see who is out there. I would be shocked if, yes, Derek Combs is not going to be out there. Looks like Zach Vine is the running back.
A little bit of confusion as Gruden came in, went back out, came in again, and now will stay on that left wide receiver position.
Vine gets it hit in the backfield immediately. The Trojans knew that one was coming as several players in the backfield, but Ja'Shawn Harris was the first one to wrap up Vine. Loss of 2 on the play. Clock running, though, and that's the biggest thing for the Golden Hawks right now. Unfortunately, Zach Vine may have to take a bit of punishment to seal this one out as the clock now runs inside of 2 minutes here at Trojan Stadium.
Vine actually got the call twice on the goal line last week, got 2 touchdowns last week. He's a senior, doesn't get a lot of playing time. Glad to see that he's getting more playing time here tonight after a good showing last week against South Garner.
Vine again, this time he goes over the left guard. Gets it almost back to the line of scrimmage. You got to gain a 1 on that one. Clock's going to run. This should run it down to about a minute left.
And the line judge over here on the near sideline being a stickler to Coach Firth, telling him to get back on the sideline. I think that's one you can probably let go a little bit here. It's not anywhere close to the play. It's not impeding any of the play. But he's being a stickler. He wants to throw that flag far downfield again.
They've shown off their arms quite a bit. Both teams have had several. The Hawks, unfortunately, over 100 yards, something they're going to have to clean up as they continue to move forward. Vine with this carry, able to break up to the original line of scrimmage, so he gets back to a net 0 yards on the evening. Good job for him. We're inside a minute, about a 15-second differential, so there is going to have to be another play run. We'll have to see what happens here, what the Hawks decide to go with. Good game by the Hawks, though. Second half came out struggling out of the gate, but like you mentioned, Rand, really able to turn things around. And this powerful ground game, absolutely just able to wear things down throughout the game. Derek Combs, over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns as we take a delay of game due to the Hawks. 11.9 seconds to go in this one. They will undoubtedly turn the ball over. Garner has the ability to then run out the clock. Holly Springs, as we mentioned, going to move to 6-0, 2-0 on the season inside the SWAC. Their defense is fully in form as they come over one of the biggest hurdles they had last season. In fact, the last win they needed to get that SWAC conference title. Sowers, a beautiful spiraling punt up into the night sky. Lands at about the 10, rolls inside the 10, so give that young man a good punt inside the 10 as the clock runs out on this one. Final score from Trojan Stadium, Holly Springs 27 and Garner 6. Stay tuned, everybody. The Golden Hawk postgame show presented by Kent Honeycutt Auto Sales is coming up next on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network.
Thank you so much for helping me find this fantastic investment property for such a great rate.
It was my pleasure. Now we need to get you over to Encore Properties so they can help you find a well-qualified tenant.
Can't you help with that?
No, I specialize in helping you buy and sell property. Encore will help you with property management and will send you back to me when you're ready to sell.
Stick with your trusted real estate agent for buying and selling, but let Encore Properties do the hard work of finding your tenants and handling the day-to-day issues that being a landlord presents. Contact Encore and lock in the guaranteed flat rate management fee of $100 per month today. Visit encore-pm.com or call 919-324-3829.
The parents of the Holly Springs 2020 graduating class would like to wish all the Golden Hawks seniors an exciting, fun-filled, winning final season here in the Hawks Nest. It's almost time to spread your wings and soar, but this is your moment. Enjoy. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Don't hassle with deciding where to go to shop for the best fit for you. Kent Honeycutt is your answer for all your automotive purchase needs. He can find you any vehicle in the Triangle, including at his home base of Crossroads Ford in Fuquay Arena. You want a vehicle that fits your needs? Sedan, small SUV, pickup truck, you name it. Kent Honeycutt will get you in it. Contact Kent today, 919-412-1016 or Kent Honeycutt at crossroadscars.com. Welcome in to the Golden Hawk Postgame Show presented by Kent Honeycutt Auto Sales. Let's wrap up tonight's contest and head back inside the broadcast booth. Once again, here's the voice of the Golden Hawks, Adam Moore.
Thank you very much as we come to you from a victorious Garner High School, where the Golden Hawks were able to defeat the Trojans by a score of 27-6. A lot going on tonight. We've got plenty to
This has been Holly Springs High School football on the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network, presented by Encore Properties, online at encore-pm.com. The play-by-play announcer of the Golden Hawk R3 Sports Network is Adam Moore. Executive producer is Rand Northam. The announcer, Ron Stutz. Special thanks to Kelly Sauls and the Golden Hawk Booster Club. Golden Hawk football is also brought to you by Arise, the urology clinic for men, by Kent Honeycutt, the answer to all your automotive purchase needs, by Campana, modern, sustainable, and respectful means of caring for your companions, by Scrimp Shack, home of the fattest fish sandwich, and by CTS Collaborative Technology Solutions, supporting technology that works for you. Any duplication or rebroadcast of this transmission without written consent from R3 Productions is strictly prohibited. The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are those of the commentators and do not necessarily represent or reflect the official policy or position of R3 Productions.